faster.
This season is alive.
E for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E.
Kia ora, the photo, Thursday night hoops here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, from the North Shore here in Auckland. Great to have you with us wherever you may be watching. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you. Sky Broadband Rapid League not too far away. And then later tonight, of course, grand final rematch. Looking forward to the Kāhu taking on the Queens. Very good evening to you, Casey Frank. Love just a little bit of Thursday night hoops. Great to see you.
Just a little bit of Thursday night. Give me all the Thursday night hoops, Justin. Every night of the week eventually, but for now we're going. Yeah, great to be here, Justin. Really excited, not only for tonight's Tauihi matchup, but for this Rapid League matchup between two teams that are at sort of different spots on the table.
Yeah, they are. There's the Sky Rapid League. Kāhu top of the table, 6-1. Queens got their first win of the season last week down in the deep south against the North. So they're officially on the board now. It took a little while.
All you got to get is one, and everything starts feeling good. The Kāhu, of course, on the opposite edge of that spectrum, had just dropped the one game this season and are dominating the team stats all over the place in Rapid League this year.
Let's have a look at the starters tonight for the Ansco Foods. Tokomanawa Queens, Lauren Hippolyte, Grace Hunter, Awatea Leach, Tiana Clark, and Jacinta Beckley. Jacinta Beckley's having some sort of a season.
Really killing it, leading top two in scoring, top two in rebounding, absolutely being a force down there in the post.
Let's have a look at the BNZ Northern Kāhu and how they will start in tonight's Sky Broadband Rapid League. Home team, of course. Some Thursday night action on the North Shore. Lily Ratuno. Eliana Tuieti comes back in. She's missed the last couple of weeks. Steph Bairstow, speaking of players having a great season, the Aussie is really standing out in this competition. Mary Goulding and Asia Anderson.
Yeah, you mentioned Steph Bairstow. Well, she is also top two in scoring, top two in rebounding. But Beckley and Bairstow swap off who's leading each category, with Bairstow in the scoring department and Jacinta Beckley leading the rebounds.
Well, it's a great segue into the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, because there they are.
Look at those fantastic statistical battle between these two. Of course, last time it was not a close game. The Kāhu absolutely wrecking things over, but there you see the two stars for both teams, and the points per game, the big difference. The Kāhu, not only are they good offensively, they're also the best defensive team in the competition of Rapid League this year, holding their opponents to the lowest scoring margin. So it's going to be tough for the Queens to get up that over that 25 points per game they've been getting so far.
That Kāhu's 43, by the way, the biggest score we've seen this season in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Our coin officials for this opening one tonight: Sharon Martin, Sam McVadzine, and Ben McLaughlin. Hope you're all well. Right across New Zealand on Sky Sport, your home of basketball, of course. And we've got the GJ Gardner Homes and Tauihi grand final rematch to come later tonight. There's the trophy. Of course, this will be decided on December 22 this year. And so far, the first two seasons, the Queens have won, the Kāhu have won as well.
I wonder if one of these teams, or maybe both, are going to be in the mix at the end of the season one more time.
Going to be right in the mix for sure. I think we are underway. It'll be the Queens with the opening possession. Tiana Clark, who's been in a little bit of form lately. Beckley unable to handle the pass though, early turnover, and now the Kāhu get their opening opportunity.
So important not to be loose with the ball, especially about Lily Ratuno, who is leading the Rapid League in steals this year.
Bairstow inside to Eti, out to Asia. Anderson goes long on the shot. Anderson had 15 points game high last time these two teams met. Look out for her tonight. Tiana Clark, we know how deadly she can be from long range. This time on the drive, hands it off to Beckley.
Oh, really nice penetration by Clark there, drawing multiple defenders, and Jacinta Beckley reads it and it nicely gets right to a little bit above the dots for that mid-range jump shot to open the scoring.
Opening points for the Queens. Here's Bairstow, that matchup with Jacinta Beckley, and right back at you.
You just can't let her have the jump shot in front of the key. If she's in between that cylinder, anywhere from 22 to 15 feet, you have to make her put it on the floor.
Jacinta Beckley, usually good from this position as well. Closed out by Bairstow, loose pass, picked off by Tauihi.
Tauihi with a nice read defensively, jumping that lane, and Rotuno in transition, pushing the pace.
Always looking to go fast, isn't she? Hooks it up on that left. Grace Hunter, the direct matchup there. Anderson now on the drive. Oh, hard. Leach has picked up for the block.
Oh, and she's picked up a bit of a shot as well. Not sure if that is in the solar plexus, knocking out the wind, or something a little bit more serious, but she is looking the worst for wear right now. Has not really moved at all since hitting the ground. Heavy contact for Aotearoa Leach, and you're right, she hasn't moved. Former teammates, of course, Asia Anderson and Aotearoa Leach. Gonna have to get a physio out there soon, and here comes the Queen Physio to come check things out. Hoping it's just getting the wind knocked out of her, and she's starting to move now, so possibly that's what it is.
Good news is she's on her feet, so Aotearoa Leach will head to the sidelines and take a break. She is nodding her head and saying, yep, I'm okay.
And sometimes you get that shot in the solar plexus and you can't breathe for a second, and it does feel like the world is caving in, but nice to see Aotearoa Leach be able to hustle over to the sideline on the bench, get a nice little break.
The world caving in and your lungs at the same time.
Well, that's might as well be the same thing when you can't breathe.
She did run to the sidelines, which is a good sign. Asia Anderson at the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Didn't get a chance to talk about that strong drive by Anderson. Really definitive after that ball swipe by Rotuno set up the little semi-transition play.
And it was a bonus as well, so she did hit the shot. Asia Anderson made the three-point play. Lovely back cut from Kiriana Hippolyte, who's just come onto the floor.
She comes in for Leach, and instant offense supplied. Nice drop-off on the back door.
Just 17 years of age, Kiriana Hippolyte. Here's Bairstow looking back-to-back, unable to finish. Lauren Hippolyte quickly down the floor, leaves a couple of players behind her, nowhere to go. Grace Hunter on the trail. That one doesn't go down.
I like the pace that the Queens are playing with. Mary Golding looks like it gets called for the whistle there on the aggressive box out. No, maybe not. Here goes. Sorry, it looks like Steph Bairstow, number 7, with the whistle, and the push on that rebound on Beckley as she's trying to get the O board.
Lauren Hippolyte now on the drive. A little bit too much on it. Kiriana Hippolyte comes up with it. To Lauren Hippolyte, deep three. Beckley, rebound. New shot clock, they go again.
Love the Queens on the glass, that aggression mostly by Jacinta Beckley, creating some opportunities.
Kiriana Hippolyte, that one not too far away. Great to see the youngster taking those shots, lots of confidence there.
Unfortunate turnover on that one. Asia Anderson just takes her eye off the ball for a second. And I'm really appreciative of the pace that the Queens are playing with here in the first half. They're pushing the ball up the floor and doing a nice job of working the ball around the perimeter, not letting the defensive back line of the Kāhu settle and expect those drives from one area, but getting side to side to mix it up.
Sky Broadband Rapid League, of course, 4x4 minute quarters. The only players on the court, those coming off the bench later tonight in the Tauihi. Little bit of danger now here. Got to get it across halfway, counting down. Gee, really close, Rotuno. Tauihi for 3.
Just how you drew it up. Takes 8 seconds to get it across half court, and then Eliana Tauihi with the catch and swish from the corner. 5-point lead for the Kāhu, growing quickly.
Beckley surrounded, contact, no whistle. Queens will retain possession. Crystal Ledger-Walker coming on for her first run of this one tonight.
I thought Beckley probably deserved on that occasion. Looked like a lot of contact on the catch. Take a second look at it underneath. Didn't really have space to land, not the way the officiating crew saw it, but the Queens keep the ball, so not too much harm done.
Hunter into Hippolyte. That's a tough shot from there. She'll get the drop, though.
Nice little left. I like the drop pass right through the defense of Crystal Ledger-Walker and the aggressive attack by Hippolyte on the rim.
Here's Crystal Ledger-Walker, dumps it in underneath to Tauihi.
I love that cut by Tauihi, really making herself available to these play facilitators. That time it was Crystal Ledger-Walker who set things up with a little drop-in pass.
Oldest average age in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, the Kāhu. Loads of experience out there. Grace Hunter is fouled on the way to the hoop.
And it can be so valuable to have those veteran leaders, especially when you're talking about playing off the ball, playing with somebody who you know likes to pass the ball, realizing when to get the back cuts going.
Mary Golding just coming back into the game for the Kāhu.
Big free throws here for Grace Hunter. Need to keep close to this Kāhu team. Just feels like they're on the cusp of exploding offensively. The Queens like the pace in transition, but in the half court, it's been pretty difficult for them to create clean looks. Gonna have to find a way to make that defense bend a little bit more to their will.
When they met back in the second week of the season, Casey, it was a 15-3 opening quarter to the Kāhu. So they can score quickly, leading here early, looking for another two. Anderson can't complete.
Good defense. Hunter does well to rebound as well. Chance to finish the quarter.
Clock at 6. Beckley, great spin underneath. That's what the Queens needed heading into quarter time. What a finish.
Great patience there. Grace Hunter understanding the time on the clock remaining and didn't have to be rushed. Had plenty of times to feed it into the post, and Beckley does a nice job with the post footwork, capitalizing off her strength and size on the post with the spin move to finish the N1, and the old-fashioned three-point play completed.
From the Chemist Warehouse, another one added. Late stages, Ratuno's fouled there. So she's going to go to the Chemist Warehouse for 3, right on the buzzer. We're going to get some time added here, but Lily Ratuno fouled on the shot.
So they're going to have to discuss now how much time goes back on it. Excellent job by Ratuno once again. She is so good at pushing the pace, not letting defenses relax.
Speed is blinding, isn't it?
And it just puts so much pressure because you're not trying to foul there. You have no desire to foul there if you're the Queens defenders, but unfortunately, they get their hands caught in the cookie jar on a chance for Ratuno here to turn a 1-point lead into a 4-point margin at quarter time.
And the hold up at the moment is just to have time added back on to the game clock in this opening quarter. Both teams running the 6 players here, so Megan Mullings won't start tonight for the Kāhu, but she's sitting sidelined through this game. Of course, the international imports, non-FIBA Asia, cannot play. Ji-Hoon Park is the other player for the Queens. She's a FIBA Asia player. She can play in this game, but the Queens have elected to hold her back. No doubt she'll play big minutes tonight.
Yeah, she's been up over 33, 34 minutes a game for the majority of the season. And it's kind of nice of them, the Queens, not to let loose the big guns on the Kāhu, because Ji-Hoon Park, I would have to say, is a class above.
She's a big gun.
she is a goer.
Here's this final shot. There's 0.5 put on the clock. Don't think the Queens will use their BNZ player timeout. They don't. A wild shot at the end from Tiana Clark. And that'll do us opening quarter tonight, 13-10. As I said earlier, last time these two teams played after the opening 4 minutes, it was a 15-3 lead to the Kāhu. This Queens team has definitely improved since then. If you're a Queens supporter, good news is you can see on screen right now Jordan Horston is suited up and will play tonight after missing last Sunday's very dramatic 1-point win over the Hoi Hor. She comes back in tonight. Had
the chance to speak to her. That interview will air prior to the Tauihi game, but she shares her thoughts on if other WNB players will be making this trek down during the season. But you're going to have to tune in to hear that one. In the meantime,
hold the phone.
Let's talk about Justin's favorite pizza, the large, big pineapple pizza. And I'm accepting of it only because of how much I love Sal's. And I know some people prefer this type of pizza.
Look, everybody knows that pepperoni is my #1, but the story behind the story is you and I were having a little bit of a laugh about pineapple on pizzas earlier today. A little bit of to and fro, and lo and behold, guess what this week's special is?
Well, it's a $40 large big pineapple. The code is SPLASH2024. Use that QR code to get it right now. But that, as much as I love Sal's, I will not be ordering that one.
Loaded up.
I am
loaded
out.
up.
I am out. It's an abomination.
Can never be enough pineapple on it. Hey, speaking of good things, the FIBA started with thanks to Sky Broadband. It is an absolute ripper of a deal. $27.50 per month for the first 3 months. Switch and save. T's and C's. Check it out. And you will not be disappointed. If you want to watch fast basketball, get on board with Fast Fibre with thanks to Sky Broadband. That is a great deal.
That is a fantastic deal. That is certainly one worth looking into if you need some fast fiber. We all know nothing's faster than fiber to get that entertainment into your living room or onto your phone at home.
Well, the one thing that may be a little bit faster is Lily Ratuno, and here she is. Opening shot. Besto just does not miss from that spot.
Just butter. Anywhere in there, from outside the three-point line down to about 14, you have just got to make her put the ball on the floor for multiple dribbles. She's picking it up. You have to be just all over her defensively.
I am a little bit surprised, I must say, that we haven't seen more of Steph Bairstow in Tauihi so far this season.
Yeah, me as well. I mean, they do have the Kāhu, two excellent bigs up front, and Amari Thomas and Panina Davidson, but there's nothing wrong with having a trio and spreading those minutes around, and possibly even go with a giant front line and zone it up a bit.
She's a weapon, isn't she? Speaking of weapons, Lily Rituno. And that is back-to-back baskets for the Kāhu to start this second quarter.
I got to say, I really liked her reaction to the foul call there.
That was a death stare, wasn't it, Lily Rituno?
Just in straight shock. Not arguing the call, but just a look that said, you do not know what you saw there. The aggression not rewarded that time.
Man, don't want to get on the wrong side of that stare, that's for sure.
Very Golden, excellent defensively, very active on Hippolyte.
Hippolyte with that pass underneath, looking for Leach, who's back out there. Queens now, shot clock down to 7. Need an answer. It's been all the Kāhu in the opening seconds. Tough shot, big finish opportunity.
Crashing the glass. The Queens have had a lot of offensive rebounding opportunities. Create another one there, number 4 in the half.
Here's Beckley on the spin through traffic. Down it goes. She's got another N1 opportunity at the Chemist Warehouse.
And she brought her change tonight because she is putting everything in that spin cycle. Second time she's had the N1 on the spin. And that is what's keeping the Tokomanawa Queens relatively close right now. 3-point play to finish the quarter, and this one to open up the scoring for the Queens here in the second term.
She's up to 7 in the game now. And you can add another one. 8 for Jacinta Beckley, and the Queens just hanging in their margin at 5. Don't forget all of the points scored for and scored against for every team in the Sky Broadband Rapid League gets transferred over to the Tauihi ladder. It makes for some interesting setups later. Look out.
The 2 top scoring players in the Rapid League are coming to play tonight. Aotearoa Leach gets the late whistle. Steph Bairstow with a heavy contact. Didn't think it was illegal initially. Thought she might have gotten away with it, but the late whistle is going to send Aotearoa Leach back to the Chemist Warehouse.
Bairstow up to 8 points as well now. Getting back to the points for and against and the way it works and transfers over to the Tauihi ladder. That then becomes important, Casey, because if 2 teams end on the same number of wins in Tauihi, it will come down to points differential, not head-to-head, points differential.
And there's not a lot between the teams in the standings right now. Yes, we have the Kāhu up there towards the top at 5-2.
Healthy percentage.
But the Hoiho is in last place right now. Only a game out of third. A game out of fourth to make it into the finals. And only 2 games out of second. It's 4 wins in second place at the moment. 2 wins in last. So I have a feeling there's going to be at least 1 or 2 teams tied up.
Bairstow again on the drive. And those points for and against and that points percentage, what we can tell you on that table is Hoiho have got a percentage of 93, Pauakai are at 91, Queens are at about 92, so it's very, very close. And if it does end up tied for wins at the end of the regulation season, we could have a split on that points differential.
And the team that's really putting in work in the points differential is the Phi. They are up there at 102, the only one in triple digits other than the Kāhu. Tauihi gets whistled for the foul there. The speed for the Queens, when they're playing with a lot of pace, they create much better looks on the offensive end. It's when they get stuck in the half court and have to face that vaunted Kāhu defense when things just become a little bit more difficult. Beckley misses the first, so she stays on 8 points for now. And the second as well, misses them both. And the ball off the foot of Grace Hunter goes to the Kāhu.
Some news around basketball traps today here in New Zealand. The Southland Sharks have a new coach.
The Southland Sharks do have a new coach, and they're fantastically happy about whose name I do not quite remember.
Jonathan Yin comes in, yep.
But I had a talk to the Sharks earlier today. They're really excited about it. Could not wait to get the news out. It's been a hard search, but this guy comes with NBA credentials and a lot of them. A lot of NBA credentials and a lot of positive words from some very big names in the basketball world.
Grace Hunter pulls up at the Chemist Warehouse, unable to convert. 23-15 the score here. Final 90 seconds of this second quarter as the Kāhu look to extend. Shot clock at 10. Nice little hand in there, Beckley. She's having a wonderful game. In great form this season. She'll play a key role off the bench tonight for the Queens. Just reaching in, Tauihi with the foul. And that'll be shots. That is
the fifth personal foul on the Kāhu in the quarter. Not one on the Queens. The aggression of the Kāhu. They stay aggressive defensively. And that has kept the Queens to a relatively low score, but Jacinta Beckley doing her best to claw themselves, this Queens side, back into the ballgame.
Round 7 action. Thursday night hoops. Tomorrow night, the Pauakai take on the Phi down at Cal Stadium. Grab your tickets for that one. The Phi are one team that the Pauakai struggle with. And when you consider that the Pauakai have beaten the Kāhu twice, beaten the Queens once, the Phi is the one team they actually struggle to match up with.
Yeah, beating the Hoiho as well. You know, certainly a team that has the capability to beat everybody, but it's those wings of the the Phi. Ashley Jones, a tough matchup. Probably the toughest matchup the Pauakai in the competition, and with Michaela Cowling in the mix as well. Suddenly, they've got two dribble drive threats on the wings, and that makes that shooting prowess of the Phi even more dangerous on those penetrations.
Sunday afternoon, we head down to the capital on the waterfront as well. TSB Bank Arena, Queens.
Oh my. Steph Bairstow missed a mid-range jump shot.
Happens every now and again. Queens take on the Hoiho Sunday afternoon. That's a bit, in fact, that is a rematch from round 6 last week, that one-point thriller. So interesting to see whether the Hoiho can bounce back. But how good is it to have the Queens on the waterfront in the big stadium?
Well, fantastic to see down there, tapping into that Wellington fan base. Porirua has been fantastic host for the home base of the Queens, but let's go. Very exciting to see them at TSB Arena. Going to be a great night Sunday, or afternoon that is.
Good defense. Tauihi at one end has provided that opportunity for Rutuno, who's fouled, and she's off to the coloured stripe. The Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
Once again, Rutuno with a little burst of speed finds a crack in the defense to exploit. She attacks it strongly. She's done a nice job of putting pressure on the rim. She's got 5 points now, a rebound, 3 assists. But unfortunately couldn't drop that one from the Chemist Warehouse that time around.
Just 20 years of age, already has built up some experience with a couple of WNBL teams in Australia. Lily Rutuno, big future ahead of her. Enjoying her time in New Zealand, one of 25 international players here this year.
I heard she's got a Kiwi connection, grew up playing with Layla Cameron.
Right.
Daughter of Piero Cameron, who once upon a time coached some of these junior teams in the Gold Coast that Lily Rutuno was on, as well as his daughter. As we see the BNZ player timeout there. I like what Hippolyte does, you know, stretches out, gets it under 14, calls a timeout. But the shot clock, does that reset or does not reset, Justin, on that timeout there?
No, if it sits under, it stays under. Player timeout, there's the QR code. Ticket to the big game with thanks to BNZ. They are inspiring the next generation of basketballers across New Zealand. Scan that QR code, put in your group's details, schools, community, sports groups, and come along to a game of Tauihi with thanks to BNZ. Ticket to the big game, here's the final play of the third quarter, I should say. And it's going to be Jacinta Beckley, second quarter, heading down towards halftime. And this will give the Kāhu a chance to win there, or use their BNZ player timeout.
The back-to-back BNZ player timeouts, as we see so often at the end of quarters. I think they're going to get about another 0.4 on the clock. It's another second. So up to 2.5 on the clock, and that gives the Kāhu a lot of options. They're going to be able to get the ball and get a shot fake, a dribble even. So you don't have to just catch and shoot immediately. Hopefully whoever catches that ball stands how much time they have and gets a little aggressive on the rim.
Look for a double screen up high here. Who's going to come off this? It's going to be Ratuno. She fires from deep, long way out, and ended up well short. The Queens are hanging in there. Kāhu leading by 6 at the half, 24-18. Not a lot in this one, just a 2-minute break at halftime in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, but I think the Queens will be pretty pleased to be within 6.
Well, they've played well. The big difference in this ball game right now is made threes. The Kāhu have 4 of them. They are 4 for 6 from deep, and the Tokomanawa Queens have yet to hit one. And that is essentially that 6-point margin right there. As we take a deeper look into the stats, brought to you by Chemist Warehouse. There are the leading scorers. Jacinta Beckley already above her second best in the competition season average of 10. Well, Steph Bairstow just a little bit off. She is the leading scorer in the competition, but number 2 tonight as Jacinta Beckley has come to play on the glass. Overall, it's a 9-6 advantage thanks to some good work on the boards for the Queens. And there you see the outcome of it. Golden Bairstow with 2 apiece, but a multitude of Queens have contributed in that area. In the assists, 7 assists for the Kāhu on 8 baskets. Great percentage there. Shows how unselfish this team is being. The assists, 7 overall, 4 for the Tokomanawa Queens. Lily Ratuno leading the league in assists with 2 a game in the Rapid League. She's got 3, Golden 2, 2 for Tiana Clark, 2 for Grace Huntler. The steals, Eliana Tauihi has come up big defensively, and 1 for Bairstow and Beckley, who try and touch every statistical category, finishing on the blocks, of which we have had none, so we'll skip that one today.
So there's the Chemist Warehouse stats to halftime. Kāhu leading this one by 6. We mentioned the coaching news coming out of the Southland Sharks, also out of the Taranaki Airs earlier this week. Sam McKinnon re-signing for the next 2 years with the Airs. Some stability there, great to see.
Some stability, and it's always fantastic to get a coach that you know can connect with the guys, that understands the league, and has the ability to convince some high-quality imports to come over the ditch from Australia. And certainly fantastic to see him come back to the league, unless, of course, you're an opponent of the Taranaki Airs.
Had a good season last year, didn't they? They were very, very close to a grand final. What a thriller their semi-final was against the Rams, of course. Went into double overtime. Was it double? It was, wasn't it? Seems so long ago now. Or maybe it was. Yeah, no, it was. Besto on the turnaround. Unable to get the opening points. Clark under a little bit of pressure. Now the Queens come forward with speed. Clark backs it out.
We talk a lot about Ratuno's speed, but the speed of Tiana Clark not too far away, as we see a foul there. I think that one's going to be on Tauihi, and another foul on the Kāhu, starting to add up. That is the 9th personal foul on the Kāhu in just under 9 minutes of play.
Not sure that Ledger Walker was expecting the Molten in the back of her head either. Tiana Clark from the corner, catch and shoot. That's going to be well short. She chases it in, picked up by Hippolyte. And the Queens go again. Clark, crafty. Pass inside. Hunter is all wrapped up. Tauihi just over the arm, called for the foul. 2 early fouls in this third quarter for the Kāhu.
Tauihi picks up personal foul number 3 on that one. Really nice cut by Grace Hunter, making herself available, and I like the aggression to try and get it through that passing angle by Tiana Clark. Tauihi does stop the what would have been most likely a sure layup with the foul, though.
Oh, that's a tough pass. Well kept in the end by Clark, but she's throwing it straight to the Kāhu. Ledger Walker down to Anderson. Bairstow on the left, searching, step back and drains it.
She does such a nice job of recognizing mismatches and punishing them. If you're going to put a guard on her, she's just going to get to her spot and shoot right over that PG. Buzz, little fly, you need some size on me.
First points of this third quarter. Leach unable to add for the Queens.
Got a mismatch on Bairstow again, and Crystal Ledger Walker recognizes it immediately.
Ledger Walker scoops it out. Ratuno for 3. That one well away to the left. Grace Hunter with her 3rd rebound. Gee, the pass was red hot looking for Hippolyte.
I like the thought. Unfortunately, the thought was shared by the Kāhu defenders.
Here's that mismatch down low. Besto
Fade away.
having a night out.
Oh, it's pretty. It's so pretty. You got to keep that hand up when it's that pretty. Steph Bairstow showing the Dirk Nowitzki-esque fade away on that one as she reaches 12 points.
Margin out to 10. Well done, Clark, to keep that alive. Lauren Hippolyte finishes underneath.
Well, the guards hustling on the offensive glass here in the third quarter. Haven't seen a lot of Jacinta Beckley, who's waiting to check back in. And in her absence, this lead has ballooned out.
Goulding for three. Clark picks up. She's been very active tonight, Tiana Clark. Hippolyte.
A push again. Nice by the Queens, but the Kāhu transition defense just a little better. Slows it down, forces them into the half-court set.
Tiana Clark will go late here. Shot clock at 7. Goes out to the corner. Lauren Hippolyte is well short on that shot.
And the three-pointer is still not there for the Queens. 0 for the night. That's 0 for 3 now.
Here's Ledger Walker back the other way. Good defense. Clark picked up underneath. Mary Goulding.
She just hustles her way into those 2 points there. Refused to get boxed out. Created an angle on the rebound and then finishes on the other side of the rim for 2 to stretch this lead to 10 with just over 5 minutes remaining.
50 points already scored in this game in just 11 minutes. Hippolyte loses a handle on it. Swooped upon by Ratuno. Forward she comes. That's knocked out of her hands. In fact, it's come off Lily Ratuno last. I don't know that that's the right call.
That's not the right call. It's been changed around. Sherwin Martin comes from the side and overrules the baseline official. He had a better angle at it. Can see how if you're on that baseline, it looks like it might have been knocked off by Ratuno, but you love to see the coin officials work together when one angle is missed by one of their partners.
It is one of those things that people often forget in basketball. It is about angles, but there's also 10 bodies out there.
It makes it a little difficult to see.
Bairstow, a rare miss for her.
Well, transition opportunity here at the Mary Goulding gamble.
Really like this youngster, Kiriana Hippolyte. She's got a huge future.
Well, it's just fantastic to see some of the youngsters coming through. We've spoken a lot about the Kāhu's youth players, but they just can't get on the court. They're looking towards college careers next year in Bailey Flavel and Cody William Seffo. But unfortunately for them, the depth of this Kāhu squad, as we mentioned,
Bateman. We saw Amy Bateman
as well,
week, yeah.
who made her season debut. But the youth movement of the Kāhu just a victim of the depth of the experience of this Rapid League squad they have out there.
Here's Hippolyte on the second. A Queensland resident, Kiwi of course, was recently at the NBA camp in Perth. Made the All-Star 5 over there, in fact. She has a bright future. Goulding will fire over Beckley. Rebound, loose ball, Clark. Dying seconds. Tiana Clark has done everything bar fall over there.
Ratuno with the defense creates that turnover.
Look out. Bairstow for 3. Unable to finish. It was a good look too, wasn't it? 5.5 seconds to play in this third quarter.
Well, Lily Ratuno, I think, a little bit disappointed that after creating that turnover, her teammates didn't find her in the corner. Decent look at it, but with 5.5 left, Kāhu might be trying to create another turnover. Got a little bit of a wet spot. That's going to cause a quick delay as one of the Moppets gets out there to take care of it. Crowd
continuing to come in for tonight's GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi game. Grand final rematch. A lot of history in such a short amount of time between the Kāhu and the Queens. Looking forward to that one tonight. That's
Ratuno
a bad pass on the inbound. And in the end, Ledger Walker has travelled.
Well, how about Lily Ratuno just bulldogging her way into 2 turnovers in the last 7 seconds. I mean, just really impressive effort there.
1.9, nothing in it in that last shot. And the margins are 10 with a quarter to play tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Kāhu lead at 30-20. We've been talking up this rematch in Tauihi tonight, Casey. What are you looking forward to the most? Some of the matchups?
Well, I'm really interested to see Horston lining up against this Kāhu squad.
Who goes to her? Who goes to Horston?
That's a good question. I mean,
is it Chevy Palvast?
She can do a little bit, but I think you know, Talia Tupaia's got the strength as well to make things difficult for her. But that's always the key when you're playing against a player of that caliber, leading, you know, one of the leading scorers in the competition. It's not one person's job. It's a collective. So the person whose job's on there is, you're going to have the game plan. Do you want to force her into the shot? Do you want to force her into the drive? If it is a drive, or you force it left, and then that help has to come, because it certainly can't be a one-woman job against a scorer of that caliber.
FIBA starter, $27.50 per month for the first 3 months. Check it out with thanks to Sky Broadband. Jordan Horston, by the way, 25 points, ranks #1 in the league. 10.3 rebounds per game, which I think is about third in the league, thereabouts, third or fourth. 5.3 assists. I think she's top 3 in the league for assists. A steal a game, and 2.3 blocks a game, #1.
Well, Horston was 4th in rebounding.
4th, yeah.
Still, but only 4 players over 10, and yeah, so you're not too far off in there. But certainly, the collection of those stats together just give you an insight at home about what a player she is. And, you know, over a third of a block a game, you know, 0.75 blocks a game against the next second best, which is a teammate in Stella Beck.
Looking forward to seeing her tonight. That's a tough make there from Grace Hunter. Just the confidence booster she needs.
Well, I like that aggression on the rim. Does a nice job through the Queens of clearing out that side, so he has a lot of space to create that dribble angle.
Margin back to 8. Now they have to stand up defensively, and the first test has been passed. Here's Aotearoa Leach, former Kāhu guard, of course. Ends up with Grace Hunter, back-to-back, unable to convert.
I like that shot in transition, had a good look at it, would have been feeling good after hitting the layup, but just could not find the range, which has been the story of the night for the Queens at 0 for 6 from deep.
Anderson knows the shot clock is ticking down. Great defense, Tiana Clark. Better offense, Asia Anderson.
Well, we mentioned Steph Bairstow recognizing mismatches. That time it's Anderson. Well, I'm just going to back you down because Tiana Clark, you do not have the size to keep me from getting to my spot and finishing.
Beckley wants it down low here, grappling with Bairstow. What a good matchup that is. Two of the best players in the competition. Goulding with the block. Stays alive for the Queens. Beckley drains the 3.
Unfortunately, that block traded 2 for 3, creating a good defensive play, but gives Beckley an opportunity from deep, who continues her scorching night with 14 points now.
And margin at 7, so the Queens are just sticking around, aren't they?
Need to stop to try and bring this comeback to fruition.
Bairstow doubled. Ledger Walker unable to convert. Goulding does well. Drags it back down.
It's been active on the glass tonight. Creates a passing angle for Anderson, who can't get it to drop, but gets the whistle to blow and a chance for 2 from the Chemist Warehouse.
All heading down, of course, to the Tauihi Grand Final Sunday, December 22, live and free on Sky Open. Looking forward to that. Just in time for Christmas.
Just in time for, I think, very, very key to the recruitment strategy of the teams across Tauihi, and just in time for the imports to get home for Christmas as well.
More importantly, when are you going to fit in your Christmas shopping this year, Coach?
Very fortunately for my children and all the other loved ones in my life, my wife Mia takes care of that. Otherwise, we'd be seeing a lot of Bunnings gift cards.
Not the sort of thing that a 3-year-old or 4-year-old wants.
You can get anything here, kids. What are you talking about? You love the fluffies and playing on the bouncy castle.
34-25.
Oh,
great block, Bairstow. And then she fouls. Good contest tonight between Jacinta Beckley and Steph Bairstow. Been a highlight, hasn't it?
Well, they've been going at it. 14 points, 2 rebounds for Beckley, 12 points, 3 rebounds for Bairstow, an assist to go with it as well. They're the focal points for their team scoring, and I think a few more options for the Kāhu. Right now, if it's not Jacinta Beckley with consistency, there just has not been too many other options for the Queens that they could call in possession after possession.
Just sitting here having a bit of a chuckle to myself, Casey, thinking of your daughter opening up a Christmas present and having a Bunnings gift card.
Well, it's too many free ads for Bunnings. What are we doing here, Justin?
Ratuno turns the corner. What a basket.
The speed, the turn of speed once again. Nice set and nice spacing, giving her enough space, room to drive down that lane and not worry about the shot blocking abilities of Beckley.
Quicker than a Roadrunner, isn't she? Bairstow with another block.
Roadrunner's pretty fast.
Lily Rotuno's right up there.
I used to live in Arizona. Used to see the Roadrunners. They don't look like what you think, like the cartoons. Just
small,
so you know,
aren't they? Are they small?
They're not super big.
You've ruined my childhood now. Jacinta Beckley in and out.
Ruined mine when they didn't go beep beep.
Beckley again, unable to finish that one.
I had some really nice looks at it there, and that was probably the possession that they had to score on to give themselves a chance. They create a turnover here. Still might be an open window for them.
Margin at 9. Anderson under some pressure. She'll get it back now from the corner. Down it goes, Asia Anderson.
She's finishing the night off the way the Kāhu started with those triples. The 5th triple of the ball game there. 5 for 13 after hitting 4 in the first half.
This might be the biggest scoring game of the season as well. 66 points scored between these two teams tonight.
Well, where's Mike Lacey when you need him? He should have let us know who has biggest scoring in one single game so far this year. But
Kāhu have the biggest team score. That was 43. It did come against the Queens, but collectively, this is a big scoring game.
Yeah, 43 is in danger. Second leading scorer on the year was 39 by the Phi against the Queens. And if the Kāhu can get a bucket here, they'll be on their way for that top spot.
Here is the Roadrunner, Rotuno. Goulding now, some indecision, and it allowed Grace Hunter to come through and swipe it away.
Nice read there by Grace Hunter. Can she create a scoring opportunity because of the turnover?
Hippolyte, one way then the other, flicks it into Beckley, and that'll be a 3rd block this quarter for Steph Bairstow.
Steph Bairstow all over it. I mean, a really nice pass there by Hippolyte. Almost a seeing eye dog the way it got through there, but Beckley caught it and looked like she was going to finish that. But Bairstow denies it. Skying up to knock it out of its shot path.
Lauren Hippolyte for 3. That one misses everything. Rushed on the shot. And with just a tick under 37 seconds to play, this one headed for the BNZ Northern Kāhu tonight, leading comfortably by 12.
Kāhu matching the season high for blocks in a game with 4. Most of those by Steph Bairstow.
Rotuno turns the corner. Bairstow bodied into by Hippolyte.
Is that going to be on the pass or on the shot? They're saying it's on the pass. I don't know if they've been watching Steph Bairstow, but she ain't really looking for the pass.
She's a scorer, isn't she? Flat out.
She was definitely putting that one up.
Both teams still have their BNZ player timeout to use in this second half. Of course, 1 per half. Rotuno, Goulding now. Dribbles low, spins off the glass, gets it back, and there's a foul underneath.
Before the shot, so wave it off.
Aotearoa Leach is called for the push. And just checking the team fouls, it will be a sideline ball for the Kāhu. Although...
Nah, change that.
Kāhu coaching staff beg to differ.
They want the points. They understand the importance of points percentage.
And the team fouls now tick up to 3, so it is shots. Tuiiti converts from the Chemist Warehouse.
And now this is the 2nd highest score in a Rapid League game this season. Knocking the Phi off the number 2 perch.
And the second one down, 41-27. And BNZ player timeout called by Aotearoa Leach. So the Queens will advance the ball here with 14.9 to play. That's going to give you a chance to scan that QR code. School groups, community groups, sports groups, get your groups together. Fill out the details via that QR code, and with thanks to BNZ, you can pick up some tickets to the big game.
Fantastic partner BNZ has been for basketball in the women's game this season. They're dedicated to the sport of basketball, and hopeful that maybe one of those kids you bring along could be that next generation of star Kiwi hooper. Get in quick.
I must say, some great ads on TV at the moment as well, BNZ.
They're doing well. Got Russ Westbrook in there.
Saw that. Good to see, isn't it? Ball in. Oh, turnover straight away. So the Kāhu with a chance to bring up the biggest score of the season. They're going to have a chat about it. Lily Rotuno calls the BNZ player timeout. We're going to bring that QR code up again so you got your chance to scan it. Speaking of visual things, it's a little bit I saw you look at me straight away then, Case. It's a little bit dangerous when I talk like that, doesn't it?
Visual things. Okay, let's go.
I saw the new Air New Zealand safety video today.
Is that right?
Seen that?
Yeah, and I've got a bone to pick with a couple people about it. I got to say, I thought me and Moles were a duo.
Didn't let us know.
This guy doesn't say a word.
Turnover. So whatever was discussed during that BNZ player timeout did not come off for the Kāhu. If you haven't checked out the new Air New Zealand in-flight safety briefing, just check it out.
It's definitely the one I've enjoyed the most over the past year. And you, I don't know, Justin, you've seen them all many times.
I have seen it many, many times. Late points there for the Queens. Kiriana Hippolyte. Dying stages here. No more player timeouts to use, and that will do us. So a 41-29 victory for the Kāhu in tonight's Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Good contest, lots of points scored, 70 in total. That's got to be right up there as a record. Don't forget, 4x4 minute quarters in the Rapid League as we wind ourselves towards tonight's big GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi game. Florencia Chagas just walking past us there. There's Tanya Tupu. Queens head into the rooms to have a chat. Tamari Key back in action coming off that ankle injury. Great to see her out there. But here's the Chemist Warehouse stats for this one tonight.
Well, the offense was on display. Jacinta Beckley scoring 16 points in less than 16 minutes to lead the Queens, but the two-headed scoring duo of Anderson and Bairstow dropping 24 between them to lead the way for the Kāhu. Into the rebounds, it was a 6-rebound advantage overall to the Queens. Mary Golding leading the way for the Kāhu. Tiana Clark doing the job as a point guard, coming off the bench, getting it done for the Queens. On to the assists, 4 for Tiana Clark to pair with those rebounds, 3 for Grace Hunter, and 3 apiece for Golding and Ratuno for the Kāhu, who had 10 assists on 14 buckets overall. The block, Steph Bairstow getting it going. 3 blocks.
All in the last quarter.
And Mary Golding with that 1 block, and that 4-block game by the Kāhu ties a season high for the Rapid League. The steal game, a lot of steals in this one for the Kāhu. 9 overall, 2 apiece for Golding, Anderson, and Ratuno, and 3 for Eliana Tuaiti, as Grace Hunter and Jacinta Beckley managed 3 between them.
Good win, wasn't it, for the BNZ Northern Kāhu. So first one down tonight, Sky Broadband Rapid League. Kāhu win it 41-29, and that's what is ahead of us. Thursday night hoops, and it is an absolute beauty from the Eventfinda Stadium tonight. Not a lot of love lost between the Kāhu and the Queens.
No, there certainly isn't, and that's the way it happens when you're talking about championship contenders. They've been in the big dance 2 seasons in a row, and both squads are looking to make it 3.
And some of the best in the business coming your way tonight. Amari Thomas, Talia Tapia, Jordan Horston, Florencia Chagas. Lots of big stars and global worldwide talent on court tonight here in Auckland. Coming up after the break, some of the best bits so far from GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi, and then we're back here live 7:30 p.m. local time for some Thursday night hoops. GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi, the Kāhu and the Queens not too far away.
assisted by Mel Bennett. Ladies and gentlemen, the visitors for tonight, the Tokomanawa Queen. Are we ready, folks, to welcome out your BBNZ Kāhu? We've got the drum line here. We are ready to roll. Please welcome out tonight, suiting up, number 2, Lily Rotuno. Out of the Gold Coast, always with their body on the line. Up next, a home favourite here in the hero, Crystal Walker. Number 7, top scorer of the Tauihi. Leading for the Rapid, it is Stephanie Bairstow out of Queensland, Australia. Next up, number 8, all the way from the USA, Megan Mully. Let's make some noise for this one. Number 27, local favourite again, Aisha Anderson. Making her return, plenty of fans here tonight, Eliana Tauihi. In 56, solid as always, Mary Goulding. And folks, your starters for this evening, the starting 5. Please welcome our favourites, the 2022 MVP of the league, Talia Tupaya. All the way from Western Australia, number 11, Chloe Foster. We love ourselves a Chevy, don't we? Let's bring her out. Number 20, the grunt of the squad, Chevy Palmer. How about this one? Let's make some noise for number 23, the league's top scorer of all time, Mary Thomas. And finally our captain, she's 7 rebounds away from 200 career, Benita Davidson. And how about this one? Our mascot, your friend and ours too, Kāhu. Coach Johnny Cameron, assisted by the Dream Team once again, Leanne Walker and Justine Reed. Let's hear it for both teams. And your BBNZ Kāhu.
Basketball.
Thanks again to the drum line for doing great work there. We'll see them throughout the match, of course. Up top, we've got our defense chants. We've got our Let's Go Kāhu chants. We've got all sorts ready to roll. We'll have Kāhu running and doing backflips soon. We've got DJ Charles in the house. We're ready to make some noise here in Auckland for Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster.
This season is alive!
for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E.
Help me up, never let it fall. Help me roar like an animal. Back to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
Kia ora Aotearoa, hello and welcome. Great to have you with us. Thursday night hoops in Aotearoa, New Zealand. GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi. It's a grand final rematch. Two of the best in the business going head to head. The BNZ Northern Kāhu are at home to the Ansco Tokomanawa Queens. Great to have you with us, wherever you may be watching right around the world, including our visitors who have travelled to the North Shore of Auckland here tonight from Korea and Australia to see their favourite player, Ji-Hoon Park. Welcome to you as well. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you. It's round 7, and it is, Casey Frank, fan appreciation round. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, Justin, but we're not exactly fans of the game, even though we are fans of the game. It's fantastic to be able to give a little bit back. Watch over social channels for the league in the next few days. There will be some giveaways.
Ooh.
Get in the fun to see if you can't get a little bit of that free merch.
Yeah, can I win any of that? Or?
You, Justin? No, definitely not. You are. Can we block him from the social channels? Thank you. Okay.
Oh, I've been blocked. Don't worry about that. Here's the poll at the moment. Of course, mix and pick. QR code on screen. It is fun and free. Some Salad pizzas up for grabs. And at the moment, gee, it's even, isn't it? 47% going with the Kāhu to win, 53% with the Queens.
And that's slightly in favor of the Queens, which is surprising considering the Kāhu have already gotten up on this team on their home court earlier this year.
They did. They got home by 3 points over the Queens back in round 2. In fact, the Kāhu have beaten the Queens the last 3 times they have played. Ladder at the moment, and it is interesting stages, isn't it, as we wind our way towards the December 22 grand final. Kāhu on top. Their 2 losses, both against the Pauakai. The Queens sitting in second. It is a top-of-the-table clash. Whoever wins tonight, outright top position of Tauihi.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game. Depending, of course, on the percentages as well might come into play a little bit as we take a look at the games for the rest of the round. The Pauakai coming up against their bogeyman team right now this season.
They have trouble with them, don't they?
0-2 against the Phi, a chance to get them on their home court for the first time this season before the Tokomanawa Queens return to the Wellington region, this time TSB Arena in Wellington, not out in Porirua.
On the waterfront.
To host the Southern Hoiho to finish round 7 before we tip off again next Thursday with the Hoiho and the Kāhu down south.
Get your tickets to that Queens game on Sunday on the waterfront. Already talking over 2,500 to that game, so it's going to be big.
Shea Fu's there as well. I know you're a big Shea Fu. Come on,
yes,
Justin. You're all over.
I did read that. Here are the Queens. Let's have a look at their starters tonight. The captain, of course, Talabek, Florencia Chagas. Jordan Horston comes back in from a 1-week absence. Lou Brown, what a season she's having. Double rebounds in every game so far, and Tamari Key is there as well. The coach, of course, is Tanya Tupa, and one of the key players coming off the bench tonight for the Queens. We've just seen her play a really good game in the Sky Broadband Rapid League is Jacinta Beckley. Casey, you caught up with her a short time ago. Here's Jacinta Beckley.
Well, Jacinta, you've come into the season and had a big effect off the bench in that 6-man role. What's your mindset coming in, and how are you trying to affect the game when you do?
For me, it's just doing my job, trying to crash hard on O, get rebounds, play the best defense I can, and then try and get my teammates open with some hard screens, and yeah, just do what I can.
That must be why I appreciate it. I like all those things. Looking at tonight's game against the Kāhu, a tough loss to them on your home court early in the season. How do you bounce back from that, having not seen them for a long time, but aware of what they're capable of?
Just focusing on our defense. All of our offense is going to come. We're going to make shots. We'll keep shooting. That's not going to stop us. A few misses won't stop us. So just getting our defense going, playing aggressive on defense, and then letting that flow into our offense.
So let's have a look at the Kāhu starters for this one, Casey. They will be wanting a little bit of redemption after going down to the Pauakai last week by 3. That was a nail-biter. And the starters, it's a pretty good lineup, isn't it? Tapia, Forster, Davidson, Palvast and Thomas. Who gets the job tonight on Jordan Horston.
To start, you're probably thinking Paul Voss, possibly Forrester if they're looking to get her out on the perimeter and force her down, but it is going to be a collective effort. It's going to have to be a lot of help sides involved in that.
One of the quickest players in the competition, maybe the quickest, will be playing a key role off the bench tonight. The young Australian, 20 years of age, Lily Rotuno. Here she is with Case.
Well, Lily, you've come over here from Australia and assumed the 6-woman role for the Kāhu. How has that been coming onto the court and trying to impact things, and where have you found the most impact when you've been playing?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, especially in this team, we are so deep and we have scorers everywhere and are extremely talented. So especially just focusing on my role and whatever I can do to kind of help the team and help us get to the end result we need to. So I thought my role, especially just coming off the bench with a whole lot of energy to kind of keep our starters going, and when rotations get in, not to lack and kind of like lift the team up sort of thing, especially with my defensive presence I think I bring to the court, which is good.
Tough loss a round ago, need to bounce back. How can you do that against a Queens team that's going to be ready for you, considering you got them on their home court last time out?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, you can always learn from things, and especially a game like that we had, you know, it sucks to lose, but it also lets us reflect on what we need to work on, especially in this time of the season. We have few games left and there isn't many games, so we kind of need to make it count. But also I feel like it's just more motivating to kind of bounce back from a loss and kind of show that, you know, we are one of the top teams and why we're one of the top teams. So I think we're all ready to come out firing.
Gee, I'll tell you what, no fear talking to you, Lily Rotuno.
She's very excited player on the court, and you can tell she's a chatter outfit as well.
Us Aussies can talk, you know that, don't you? You know only too well.
Lily, I don't mind.
Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. Let's have a look at how these two teams line up tonight. They are the best in the business, no doubt about that. Here they are.
And there you see the points per game, the leading scoring team in the competition, the Queens. But it's up against the defense of the Kāhu, who are the best in terms of points against average right now. Free throw attempts, though, but he gets to the line as much as the Queens do. But the Kāhu not far off, 2 of the 3 leading scorers in the competition. Horston, of course, so dangerous. I'd like to see her get a little bit more efficient, but she puts so much pressure on teams. And Stella Beck and Talia Tupaia. Is Stella Beck going to be able to slow down Talia Tupaia? We've seen physical defense get under her skin a little bit as late. No, none more so than last round, where she was essentially ejected from the game with a disqualifying foul. Can Stella Beck have that same kind of impact on the offensive game as Talia Tupaia? That would go a long ways towards a Queen's victory.
Well, there is Jordan Horston. She's an absolute star, no doubt about that. WNBA drafted number 9 to Seattle Storm. Already 77 WNBA games under her belt and just 23 years of age. We caught up with her before tonight's game. Here's the star WNBA player here in Tauihi, Jordan Horston.
The WNBA, it must be a reason to look to work on your game. What aspects of your game are you trying to improve in your time over here before you head back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always like the type of person that works on all parts of my game. You know, defensively, offensively, just my confidence. I feel like over here, I could try new things that I probably wouldn't be able to try in the WNBA season. So it's like building my confidence for that, so I can do it comfortably when I go back to the WNBA.
We see you as a bit of a forerunner over here, the first active WNBA player coming to play in Tauihi. Do you think you'll be able to encourage some of those other players that are over that come over?
For sure, for sure. I mean, just experience in the league and how, you know, amazing it's been this far. I mean, I for sure put the word in for the players, because I know a lot of people that want to play but don't want to play for like 7 months and put, you know, a taxing season on their body before they go into the league. So it's a great idea. I'm glad I did it.
Looking forward to seeing Jordan Horston tonight. Such a big matchup, isn't it? The coin officials for this one is Tamari Key and Penina Davidson get set to go. Ryan Jones, Sharon Martin also out there, and Sam McVadzine. We are set to go. Thursday night hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes at Tauihi. Tamari Key gets the opening tip, and it's the Queens with the opening possession. Looked very close to over and back at the start then, didn't it?
I think Florencia Chaga's pretty lucky that she jumped across the center court line. We can see it.
Jordan Horston, we are underway.
And it looks like Amari Thomas starting on Jordan Horston. That's certainly going to limit her on the interior, but might open up some opportunities for her out there on the perimeter. She knocks down the first triple easily.
What a start for the Queens. Chagas, by the way, is going to Tupaia. And there is Talia Tupaia with her opening points.
I love that response by Talia Tupaia to the physicality of Chagas, trying to deny her straight to the post. Excellent entry pass by Penina Davidson. Gets Tauihi off to that good start and gets her going towards a scoring night.
Basket for both teams. Thanks for joining us on Sky Sport here in New Zealand. Horston inside to Brown. Key gives it up. Chagas for three. Oh, banks it in.
The bank is open. How apropos against the BNZ Kāhu. Unfortunate for the Kāhu fans, but the Queens don't mind seeing it go.
Three-point shooting, not a strength of the Queens, but they've got the opening two. Tamari Key with the rebound. Here comes Horston.
Really nice execution, but couldn't get the finish. Now Horston in transition is a beast.
Oh, big steps to the hoop. Jordan Horston unable to finish off balance in the end.
Just enough defensively there to make that an awkward finish for Horston in transition. Now it's the response for the Kāhu.
Forster on the move. Ends up top of the Chemist Warehouse line. Penina Davidson drains it.
It's Marquis just getting too low against Penina Davidson. Davidson's too good a shooter to leave her alone in the mid-range. Key concerned about guarding the basket. Opens up that shot opportunity off the pass from Forster.
Nice crowd in here at the North Shore in Auckland tonight. Good start, both teams. Lots of class on display. Here's Key, shot clock at 5. Stella Beck gets on the drive around Tauihi. Nowhere to go, finds some room.
And that's probably one that Talia Tauihi just needs to hold tight on and not try and get that charge. Would have been a much more difficult shot. Great D, Lou Brown.
A block for Lou Brown. She's been in great form, hasn't she?
Giving her a block for that one. I think Amari Thomas was looking for the dish off on that one, but we'll see how the statisticians get it in the end. But certainly Lou Brown was so instrumental last round. Of course, there was no Jordan Horston in that one, so Lou Brown just did all the scoring and rebounding herself. What a fantastic job she did before Stella Beck hit those free throws late to clinch the one-point victory down in Dunedin.
Number one rebounder in the competition, the Australian Lou Brown. Here's Tauihi with some space outside. Bang!
Quick release. Jordan Horston closed that gap quickly, but such a quick release there is able to make it drop for three. Kāhu off to a good start offensively.
Tauihi has 5 points. Jordan Horston now. Hand in the lane, well picked out by Penina Davidson.
Key needs to do a better job of holding off Davidson, who uses her quickness well to get that steal. Lou Brown returns the favor.
Did well, didn't she, Lou Brown? Saw it coming. Chagas now, spin cycle, unable to finish.
Transition opportunity for the Kāhu if they decide to push it.
Thomas on the move. Oh, fortuitous in the end for the Kāhu.
Well, that's where Talia Tauihi was looking the whole time. She was just waiting for Forrester to clear out, and Amari Thomas and her had some nonverbal communication. Good hand, but the fortuitous bounce, as mentioned, comes up right for the Kāhu.
What a great opening 3 minutes to this one tonight. You'd expect nothing less from these two juggernauts. Tamari Key, nowhere to go in the end. It's going to come off her hand, Kāhu, to get it back.
Nice physical defense there with Davidson forcing Tamari Key just a little bit outside her comfort zone to get that finish. Gets it up on the rim, the offensive rebounding effort. Knocks it waywardly out of bounds, and now the Kāhu back in the half court.
1 point in it, Chagas back on Tauihi. Tauihi turns it over. Picked up by Lou Brown. Look at the run at Stella Beck. Lou Brown pulls it up, sends it out to Tamari Key.
Lou Brown has been so active defensively. Another steal there here in the first quarter.
Horston stepping through. She's going to get called for the travel. The Queens looking for a push.
And she's looking for that slippery spot. Thinks she slipped a little bit. And this can be a slippery court on a muggy day like today. It's a bit of a cloudy one outside, a lot of moisture in the air. And this building can tend to hold some moisture, especially with a lot of fans in it. Starts to get a little bit steamy. There's going to be a few more wet spots on the floor coming throughout the night.
Jihorn Park has come on for her first run. She's matching up on Shivana Palvast. Horston's gone to Thomas. Chagas with Tauihi. Lou Brown has Davidson inside. Penina Davidson, big step to the hoop.
And Key leaves the game instantly. The Kāhu go straight to Davidson in the post and say, hey, the rest of the bigs you have out here are not of the quality to stop me from scoring down low.
Championship teammates, of course, with the Melbourne Boomers in the Aussie WNBL, Davidson and Brown.
Nice rebound for Penina Davidson, who's really locked in early, affecting the game on both ends of the court.
Forster, great hand, Beck. Drops down to Park.
Stella Beck and Lou Brown are playing fantastically defensively in the passing lanes.
Horston, little runner, She's up to 5.
So skilled. This is the first time I've seen Jordan Horston in person across Tauihi this season. I'm really impressed by the speed that she's showing out there in the court. It comes through even more brightly sitting sideline as we see the turnover for the Kāhu there.
And an early timeout called in this one to the Tokomanawa Queens. There's just a point in it. 4.5 played here tonight. Here in Auckland, it is the Queens on the road up against the Kāhu. Queens, first double of the season for them. They're back at home on Sunday afternoon against the Southern Hoiho.
Well, some impressive offense on display right now. The Kāhu, 5 for 6 from the field in this game at 83%. The Queens not too bad, 4 for 8, hitting 50, but they're just unable to match it, except for beyond the three-point line where the Queens are 2 for 2, the Kāhu 1 for 1. The efficiency right now superior. As this game goes along, I think the physicality of the defenses are going to start to take their toll on that efficiency, and we're going to see it drop. But fantastic to see that kind of execution right out the bat. Two teams that certainly prepared for this matchup.
TJ Gardner-Holmes at Tauihi Highlight Show. Catch it every week on Sky Sport. There'll be a lot of highlights, you would think, coming from this game tonight. Whoever wins this one, outright top of the Tauihi ladder. Still a number of weeks to go as we head towards Grand Final Day, Sunday afternoon, December 22. That game live and free on Sky Open. A very good evening or morning, wherever you may be right around the world, tuning into this one. To all of our friends on ESPN in the United States, great to have you with us, and of course globally on FIBA YouTube as well. Sit back and relax. This is going to be a beauty tonight.
Off to a good start. Let's see if the Queens have any adjustments coming out of that timeout. They've got a quick team on the floor right now.
Here's Florencia Chagas, the Argentinian, 23 years of age, a block to Penina Davidson. I like the way Davidson started tonight.
I mean, she's locked in on both ends of the court. We got another sub as Lily Rotuno's coming in for the Kāhu, but Penina Davidson, she's on an island by herself. She has to choose between the drop-off pass, which Florencia Chagas is. She's a creator for her teammates. Instead, that time she goes to the bucket. Davidson reads it well to knock that one straight out of the sky.
4 points, 3 rebounds and a block already for Davidson. Here's Ji-Hoon Park from the corner. 3! 2, deep 2 in the end.
Rangy by Ji-Hoon Park on the step back, gets a foot on the line. Comes in instant offense. I've been so impressed by her. I've been speaking a lot about efficiency, but there are a few players in this competition. Ji-Hoon Park.
She's a ripper, isn't she? The Korean international, of course. Rotuno late in the shot clock. Got to do something here. Now with Davidson, she's doubled down low, creates some space, and she's got a bonus at the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, I've been courtside for the last couple of rounds for the Kāhu, and this is the best Davidson play early. She's had a little bit of the fumbles lately where she hasn't been able to finish the shots around the cup, but she is determined offensively, and especially with Key out of the game. The only real size out there that can come close to keeping her from going where she wants to go is Lou Brown, and Lou Brown's more of a power forward, doesn't really have the strength, I think, to keep Davidson out of the post. So expect to see a double team coming soon if they keep feeding her down low, because she is off to a great start. Already has 7 points on the board.
Game high, had 19 against the Queens back in round 2 this season. So a great start tonight for Penina Davidson. Chagas off balance, not the best shot.
It almost looked like she tripped there before she just settled into that one. Amari Thomas's first touch of the game in the post.
Taking on Lou Brown, got her off the floor.
Fundamentals. Look at those fundamentals. That's just fantastic. The patience, the timing, excellent use of the head and shoulder fake, getting Lou Brown up off her feet for the easy step-through finish. 4-point lead.
What I love about Amari Thomas is it just does not matter which side, left or right. She is as efficient on both sides. Park with the setup to Brown.
Great offense. I love the skip pass by Flo Chagas getting across, and then the shot fake to penetrate, drawing multiple defenders by Park before setting it up for Brown for the easy one.
I've got to say, we've seen a lot of good games so far this season, but the opening minutes here tonight,
it's promising. It's very promising.
Probably the best we've seen so far. Davidson. Now Ledger Walker for 3. Back of the iron, battle on the boards. Stella Beck maybe fouled in the end, was she?
Oh.
No, it's going to be a Kāhu ball. So an error there from the coin officials.
Well, with the way when he pointed the Queen's ball initially, that looked like that was a foul, because I thought she might have stepped on the line, but that was the call. Nice job by official Orion Jones and the coin officiating crew to get that one right. 14 on the shot clock as the hustle pays off for the Kāhu.
Davidson wanted it inside, gets it. Now she goes one-on-one with Brown, pushes her off. There's no call there. Now it ends up with Tapia, goes deep on the shot. Horston with the rebound.
Can the Queens get something going in transition? This is where it's easiest to score on the Kāhu.
Through traffic, Jordan Horston.
Tough matchup for Amari Thomas up at the top of the key there. You're going to have to send her some help as she's matching up with the fleet-footed Jordan Horston, who's been aggressive offensively as well. 7
in the game, well read there by Stella Beck. Just stepped right around Amari Thomas, picked it off. Lou Brown, downtown.
Downtown, Lou Brown it is. Knock him up, knocks him down. All of a sudden, 3-point lead Queens, and the Kāhu need to respond.
Lou Brown knocks that out defensively. The Queens with 3 threes in the opening quarter has not been a strong point for them this season.
No, they haven't been shooting the ball great, have they? It's been a bit of a struggle from deep. As a matter of fact, they are shooting, as I look it up, worst in the competition, 26% coming into the game.
There you go. Big block there by Tamari Key. Kāhu go again. 3 points in it, Queens lead. What a game it's been so far. Tapia, strong foul on Lou Brown. Just an aggressive drive to the basket from Talia Tapia.
Well, for a player who searches out that contact, she sure doesn't like it. She is flailing about, letting the officials know that, hey, she's got a hand here, she's got a body here, but she has such an excellent job of controlling her body and continuing the drive, even while she's trying to make that contact a bit more obvious than it may be to the officials initially.
Got a technical foul last week, didn't she, in the opening half for a couple of flop warnings, and then of course got that disqualifying foul later in the game.
Exaggerating contact.
Yep.
Exaggerating contact. Yeah, something that once it gets called on you for, the officials are probably keeping an eye out that moving forward.
Got to be careful, don't you? Ji-Hoon Park inside Lou Brown. Oh, too much on it in the end.
Just need a little bit more patience. Forster does a nice job of bugging her enough to force the miss.
Queens by 1, look out. Some space here for Talia Tapia.
Great jump stop, great patience by Chloe Forster, getting the key, getting to that jump stop so she could survey her options. The best one was on the wing as Talia Tapia gets herself up to 8 points on 3 of 4 from the field.
Shooting at 52% from 3-point range coming into this game. There's a miss there for Horston.
And we see Steph Bairstow checking into the ball game early. Jordan Horston goes to the bench early in this one.
Taking a break. The WNBA superstar, Chevy Palvast, into the game also for the Kāhu. I like Steph Bairstow coming out early in the game. Very good in the Rapid League tonight.
It was an extra sub over there. Tiana Clark was also checking in, but the Queens didn't quite see that one.
So this will be interesting for the Queens here. No Horston, no Brown on the floor at the moment. They trail by 2 with just under 2 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Some pushing off the ball here. That'll be against Ji-Hoon Park.
Yeah, just forcing Chevy Palvast out of that screening action, trying to make it a bit wider than the Kāhu would prefer, as Crystal Ledger-Walker checks in the game. Both teams pretty free-flowing with the substitutions early in this one, because normally these are two teams that really do rely on their core 6 or 7.
I think both coaches, Tanya Tupu and Jody Cameron, know that this is going to be a battle of attrition tonight between these two teams. Kāhu lead by 2. Again, a lot of physicality off the ball. Chagas leaning in over Tapia. It's a real battle between those two right now. Talia Tapia, with a right grin on her face, walks away from that one. And I think Ryan Jones just having a chat there as well with Talia Tapia.
The coaching staff for the Kāhu saying, don't talk to her. I didn't see what Tapia did wrong there that deserved a conversation. Not sure exactly what the issue is.
Forster.
Oh, good head and shoulder fake.
Really good work from Chloe Forster, the West Australian.
Gives the hezzy. And Key just cannot keep up with the burst of speed to the cup. Back and forth affair continues.
Kāhu by 4. Here is Tamari Key down low. Bairstow in front of her. Beck underneath. Doesn't get it to go. Kāhu come up with it on the run.
Beck hit the floor, so you got numbers on this break.
Oh, look out, Steph Bairstow. Really good earlier tonight, unable to hit that, and that slipped through the hands of Tamari Key.
Oh, that's unfortunate because that would have been off the hands of Forster had she just let it go out of bounds. I think that more likely would have been Queen's possession instead. 14 on the clock for the Kāhu on the second chance opportunity as Jordan Horston checks back in the game and Key heads to the bench.
1:04 to play. Good crowd in here tonight. Thursday night basketball here in New Zealand. Hope you're enjoying it.
Like that sub by Tanya Tupu. You don't need Key in the game when there's no Tamari Thomas or no Panina Davidson. That's not the time to have her out there. She needs to be out there to counter the size of the Kāhu front line.
The Queens just need to change a few things up defensively here because Talia Tupaia is just seeking contact at every given opportunity, and she's headed back to the Chemist Warehouse. It's working.
5-0 foul count right now. The Queens have picked up 5 of them, none on the Kāhu. And the aggression of Talia Tupaia, who creates a lot of contact. She's looking to create this contact. She's looking to accentuate it. And she at times feeds off it. But right now, it is an issue for the Queens.
That's why they need to change things up. They need to adapt because it's not working as Tupaia moves to 12 points in this opening quarter and the Kāhu out to a game-high 6-point lead. Here's Ji-Hoon Park. Receives it back from Lou Brown. Shut down by Pulvar. Stella Beck now. Oh, came off a foot. Loose ball. Chagas from deep. That looks very long, and it is. Just over 30 seconds to play. Again, Tupaia on the drive. Another 2. She's got 14.
Too strong and hopping by Chagas as she hits it. She is on a mission here in the first quarter.
Horston to answer. Doesn't get the drop. And there's a held ball underneath.
Well, good fight between Bairstow and Brown. But the jump ball will go to the Kāhu as we take a look at Tupaia in transition. Horston trying to get back in defense, almost sets a rub screen on her own player in Florencia Chagas. Excellent read of the court there by Talia Tupaia to see that angle, use that angle, and give her the advantage she needed to get the finish.
Well, right now the Queens haven't got an answer for Talia Tupaia. A dominant opening quarter. She has this game all to herself right now. Here she is late. Loose ball picked up by Chagas. Got to get it up from half court. That won't go down. And the opening quarter belongs to the Kāhu. 27-19. Talia Tupaia putting on a Thursday night showstopper. Welcome back to Eventfinda Stadium this evening. Queens with some work to do. Kāhu lead by 8. There's the large, big pineapple pizza, $40. With thanks to Sal's QR code, online code, it's all there for you. That's available until next Wednesday. Grab yourself some pineapple cakes.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'll stick with my pepperoni.
What a start tonight by the Kāhu. What a start tonight by Talia Tupaya, Chemist Warehouse stats.
Talia Tupaya is on one here in the first quarter. 4 for 5 from the field. 4 for 4 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. 14 points in just 9 minutes. What a job by her coming out of the gate. But it's the rebounds that's most impressive for the Kāhu. A 13-3 advantage in that opening quarter on the glass. And this is against a Queens team that on the season has a +4 rebounding margin overall. That's tops in Tauihi this year.
And they're down -10 right now.
So that just shows how committed this Kāhu team is to playing a game of physicality.
Is that the first foul called on the Kāhu for the game?
That is the first foul on the Kāhu for the game.
Florencia Chagas misses from the Chemist Warehouse. Hasn't been a happy hunting ground this season for Chagas, just 58% from the stripe, but the Queens get the opening point of this second quarter.
But it's not about the offense for them, it's all about the defense. They need to find a way to slow things down on this end. Either keep Talia Tupaya from catching it, but it's not much better if Penina Davidson has it.
Gave up 27, didn't they, in that opening quarter? Underneath, Thomas battled Beck, had it, lost it, went to ground. There's a battle. Queens come up with it. I think Palvast is going to be called there for the foul.
Love the fight by Stella Beck. She's really outsized down low with Amari Thomas. Nice entry pass by Penina Davidson, but Stella Beck doesn't quit on the play and just grinds her way into getting that ball back, eventually getting the whistle as well. So after no fouls in the opening quarter, 2 in less than 30 seconds on the Kāhu.
Stella Beck's final 90 seconds against the Hoi Hall last week. Quite incredible. The Queens got up by 1. Here's Jihun Park. Has Davidson in front of her. Gives it up. Chagas. Great pass. Quick hands inside to Brown.
Excellent movement, and the Queens so much better when they get some movement off the basketball. Chagas, excellent instincts to come to that high post, but looking for the pass the entire time to Lou Brown down low.
Early days, second quarter. Queens with a 3-zip run. Margin down to 5. Chagas continues the job on Talia Tupaya. 14 points in the opening quarter for Tupaya. Thomas, nowhere to go. Moved her feet quite a bit there. Well picked up by the coin officials.
Well, she's so used to having a single coverage down there, and she reached out to catch it.
Oh, now there's just Casey, just sticking with Ryan Jones. There's a flop warning here on the Kāhu, so keep an eye on that.
That was Talia Tupaya underneath on the screen. Okay. She's throwing her arms up, trying to get the call, and Ryan Jones seems very focused on the action that Talia Tupaya is coming with on that activity.
Well, it was there between those two last week, wasn't it? Jihun Park on the turn.
Well, that's a nice little turn of speed coming around the corner there to get to the cup and cut it to a 3-point ball game.
And it's a 5-zip run. Tupaya with the offensive foul.
That's a bad call. I don't see that in the slightest. I'd like to. I'm not sure we have the replay of that one, but Florencia Chagas absolutely is just dropping down like a sniper hit on this one. And if you get it in time, is it the elbow coming around? We didn't have it from our angle, but didn't have a great angle of it on the activity there. But that either way, the whistle called. If it is that elbow coming around on the swing, then that's a very different thing.
Yep, you're going to get picked up, aren't you?
I thought it was on the initial contact from the angle that we had.
Yeah, certainly coin officials had a lot better look at it than what we did from our position. Oh, the reverse there. Now, that is a tough shot. Jordan Horston.
Well, just forces her way through, just imposing herself on the game right now. And can she do it on this end as well as the Queens look to get another stop, and they do.
And it's a 7-0 run in the opening 2 minutes here, plus the Kāhu have committed 3 fouls, plus another turnover.
Another turnover, and some of those fouls offensive as well. Got the travel. That is essentially, that's the 3rd straight turnover in possession.
Oh, Lou Brown left the scene there. Jordan Horston passed to her, but she'd gone. So now a chance for the Kāhu. That shot short from Davidson.
Good transition defense by the Queens to take away a layup opportunity.
And Park just waiting for it up the other end. Queens retake the lead.
In transition, just so much easier to score in the Kāhu before they get set in the half court.
This is a 9-zip run. No calls from the sidelines at the moment. You would think maybe a timeout for the Kāhu coming up.
Patience all gone for the Kāhu. Look at that possession. Nobody else touches it. Not a bad shot, but the ball looks so much better when it's moving and going in between hands.
Oh, Jihun Park loves the corner 3. That one rims out.
That would have been a huge shot for the Queens as they try and take control of this game. playing with a lot more confidence in the second term.
Back into the hands of Talia Tapaya. 14 in the game, searching for contact, and there it is. So, got Florencia Chagas off the floor, had nowhere to go, but down on top, she helps her up.
They're going to have a conversation about whether or not this is unsportsmanlike. There was heavy contact coming down to the ball. Take a look at it. It's a purposeful foul. She gets up in the air. She's got no chance. She whacks that one down. I think the question is, was there head contact? If that elbow gets in the head, there may be a possibility. If they decide it's just arms, I think it's going to be okay. The officials have their discussion, and it's unsportsmanlike.
So maybe there was some head contact there, as you said, Casey. Certainly Florencia Chagas had nowhere to go. She was in midair, but if she has come down and made contact with the head, that's a fair call.
Well, it's the unduliness of the come down. Fouling is a part of the game. You're allowed to foul, but when you bring down that arm with that kind of force,
yep,
you're opening it up for the officials to make a decision.
And they did have a long conversation about it, didn't they? So Tapaya hits both from the Chemist Warehouse. She moves to 16. Kāhu, their points, or first points, I should say, of this second quarter, they retake the lead by 1.
6 for 6 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe is Tapaya so far. The Kāhu overall 7 for 7. The Queens have been to the free throw line just twice.
How many fouls on Florencia Chagas?
Chagas right now is up.
Just her second?
That would be her second, yes.
Interesting matchup with Tapaya at the moment. Tapaya definitely got the best of that. What a pass. Forster inside the Palvas.
Forster really distributing the ball nicely, but that's keyed by the movement off the ball. Palvas makes herself available to get the easy finish on the dish.
Kāhu with the answer at the moment. Tested early in this second quarter. Here's Horston. Good defense by Thomas. Now Chagas. She's back to the Chemist Warehouse.
That's great execution in the half court. That's the best set I've seen from the Queens in the half court tonight. The speed with which the ball got from Horston into Brown, that cut that Chagas makes off at pace. So when she catches it, really putting pressure on that second line of defense to cover. So much pressure that they're unable to do so.
Round 7, fan appreciation round in the GJ Gardner Homes at Tauihi. Pawakai at home tomorrow night against the Phi. Nick Bewley and Sam Smith, the former Rams captain, joining us for that one on Sky Sport. Queens and the Hoi Ho battle out on Sunday afternoon. All of the action live on Sky Sport right around the world, ESPN in the United States and FIBA YouTube globally. Right now a 3-point lead to the Kāhu. Oh, Tapaya. Oh, left it short off that back cut.
Just her second miss of the game, the first from inside the arc.
Horston off the glass, can't get it to go. Battle on the boards. Who's that come off last? It'll be a Kāhu ball.
Yeah, I actually thought that one might have gone off Panina Davidson, but it is credit to Lou Brown reaching over the top, trying to get possession herself.
So Kāhu have steadied, haven't they? Queens with the early running in this second quarter. They very quickly whittled down an 8-point quarter time deficit to a 1-point lead. But the Kāhu have steadied, or have they? Forster turns it over. Beck on the run. Beck with the finish, up and over.
Well, Jordan Horston, just a terror in the passing lanes out on the point guard. She's forced a couple of turnovers that way. And that one gets Stella Beck a bucket in transition.
Here's the crafty Talia Tapaya again, forcing her way through for another 2.
Pretty good D by Lou Brown down low, but the strength of Tapaya able to get through that challenge for 2.
Park. Beck. Now Chagas. Forster shuts her down. Inside. Horston, what a pass through to Park. I'm not sure that Jihoon Park actually expected it in the end. Brown cleans it up.
Oh, really nice highlight play there by Horston with the no look. I think the angle tough for Park to finish, but not too tough for Lou Brown.
Forster inside. That won't count. That's come off a foot, has it?
Let's see what that call is. It might be a foul on the dish.
Yeah, it's a block. Forster and Jihoon Park. So Jihoon Park with the foul on Forster. That's why the score didn't count to Amari Thomas.
Well, nice thought process there. Amari Thomas hasn't really gotten herself involved in the game. Just 4 points so far on 4 shots. Normally, the player that the Kāhu really worked through early in games have not been able to get her the normal amount of touches on the block that she's used to.
Well, let's ask the question, Case. Right now, what are the Queens going to do about Tauihi Basketball? She's got 18 in the game. Chagas continues to run with her. There's Davidson inside, unable to finish. What do you do in that matchup?
Well, right now I'm going to start doubling. I'm going to send a second body at her because the wall that you're building behind that initial defense isn't getting the job done. So anytime she gets to an on ball, I'm asking for help as Beckley somehow doesn't make that shot. Looks like it was halfway down.
Unlucky, wasn't it? Do you change that matchup, though? Do you send someone else over to Tapia and give Chagas a bit of a break?
I don't mind Chagas being the one, but you got to give her more help. Obviously, at the point of attack, there needs to be second bodies in there. You have to pinch in to take those angles. And right now, they're not paying enough attention on the weak side. As we see that one, Jacinta Beckley doesn't even see that drive until Tapia is already in the key. So the second Tapia gets that catch, all eyes have to be on her. They have to set that defense and really change that strategy here in the first half.
So Tauihi Tapia heads back to the Chemist Warehouse. She's had an interesting week, hasn't she?
And at this point, with the players got 16 of the 33, make it 17 of the 34.
I think that might be 19 in fact now. Just double check that.
I'm thinking, 19 of the 34. I'm thinking box and one at this point.
The box on the one or the one on the one?
Well, it's one with the help side, but something to deny catches. Don't let these little rub screens clear her up.
So the Queens change things up. We'll keep an eye on that defensively. Kāhu lead by 3. They led by 8 at quarter time. Chagas nowhere to go. Stella Beck now on the drive. Hooks it up. Leaves it short. Front of the iron. Chloe Forster was out then on the run as well. Wasn't seen by Amari Thomas. They go straight back to Tapia. Forster squares up for 3.
Well, that looked pretty good. Unable to get that one down, but good rebound by the Queens.
Horston wants to isolate. That's going to be a 3 if it goes down, and it does.
Jordan Horston hasn't had a ton of ball in hand today. She's been a bit more judicious with her opportunities, but she's already up to 12 points on the night.
She's filling the stat sheet, isn't she? A couple of big steals as well. Tied up at 35 apiece. Thomas wants it inside. She isolates Beckley. Tough shot in the end. Good help from Chagas. And it's going to be a Kāhu ball. No, it's not. It's going to be a Queens ball.
Well, the official Ryan Jones pointed towards the Kāhu, but all the Kāhu walked away, and that's a sure giveaway.
3:18 left to go in this opening half. It's been a ripper, hasn't it?
Back and forth affair. Nice comeback by the Queens to take back into the game here in the second quarter after the Kāhu jumped off to that start.
You just expect this from these two teams. Opening 2 seasons of Tauihi. They've played in both grand finals. Horston on the turnaround. Battle underneath. Look at Brown and Davidson go at it. Davidson wins out. Here come the Kāhu. Tapia wants it on the wing. Thomas wants it down low. Great hand, Chagas. And now the Queens come back the other way. Lou Brown, pull up deep 2. That is flat. Look at Beckley get after it. Does she finish? She does.
Right place, right time. The hustle rewarded for Jacinta Beckley on the crash. Panina Davidson takes that carom, couldn't control it, so the offensive board work getting the Queens the lead this time.
Queens back in front. Lead changes. So far in this game, there's been plenty of them. Chagas and Tapia. Who's the foul on here? It's going to be on Florencia Chagas. Maybe one reach too many. It is. And again, Tauihi Tapia in the thick of it again tonight. Third foul on Chagas. That sends her to the sidelines. Jihun Park comes in. Now, it'd be interesting to see if Park goes to Tapia. I wouldn't mind that matchup if I was a Queens fan.
I mean, she certainly has the size and the speed to make things difficult.
Well, no one's going anywhere near her at the moment. Everyone's leaving her alone. So who's going to take her for the Queens? It's going to be Stella Beck, is it?
She's looking around saying...
There was a lot of reluctance then, wasn't there, Case?
Stella Beck's not super happy about the communication by her team right now. Left alone, it's like, I guess I got her.
And she does go to her. So Stella Beck has the job on Tapia right now. 20 points in the game for Tauihi Tapia. She has dominated this opening half.
Jacinta Beckley doing it all. getting the offensive rebound putback on one end, doing the Moppets jobs on this one.
Did you get paid extra for that?
Based on my experience, no.
Ball inside, Brown slaps it away. That's been a good matchup as well. Lou Brown and Panina Davidson. Brown switches over onto Forster now. Forster looking to use her speed. A lot of contact, no whistle. Horston comes down with it. She's got the run of Beck. Swings it out. Good hesitation. Lou Brown again flat with the shot. And that one is going to end up in the hands of the Queens.
I really like the side-to-side action for the Queens when they get the ball on one side of the court and get that skip pass, forcing the Kāhu into a bit more rotation than they're used to. Good things normally happen. That time it's an offensive rebound as we have a timeout here to the Queens to discuss things as they're up 2 with under 2 minutes to go here in the first half and looking to capitalize on what's been a strong second quarter. That up to this point, they've won 18-8.
Been a good comeback, hasn't it, by the Queens? Action tomorrow night coming your way from Christchurch. Sky Broadband Rapid League from 6:30. GJ Gardner Homes at Tauihi from 7:30. The Pauakai taking on the Phi.
Quick look at the stats, Justin, and the shooting's still good for both teams. Both teams shooting over 45%. The Kāhu 9 for 9 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. The Queens just 1 for 4. Rebound still far in favor of the Kāhu, 19-14, 5 rebound advantage there. But the big stat, the reason the Queens are back in this ball game, 11 forced turnovers, 8 steals here in the first half. Those 11 turnovers for the Kāhu compared to just 3 for the Queens. That change in possession has allowed them to take 10 more shots in the ball game right now and enable them to claw back into the game and take this slender lead.
We saw a little bit of the same game style last week, Casey, from the Pauakai against the Kāhu. Really trying to clog it up and get hands in those lanes. Same thing we're seeing here now.
You're going to have to be physical with the Kāhu, and they play a physical game. They're not going to shy away from it, but if you don't come out and become the aggressor, you're going to be on your back foot all day long.
Horston, pull up 2,
That's
so
tough.
sweet.
That mid-range game is tough for Jordan Horston, who continues her dominant first half, 6 for 11 from the field for 14 points.
Queens by 4. Some sort of a response in this second quarter. Some cross-screening down low. Good hand by Park. Now Ledger Walker's got to get busy. Shot clock at 7. Amari Thomas on the way through. Leaves Davidson alone on the double. Ends up with Ledger Walker. Down it goes.
Patience rewarded. That ball going through multiple hands. The late kick out by Panini Davidson. The unselfish extra passes by Clister Ledger Walker and Amari Thomas end up with that fruitful triple.
Beck inside. Beckley double. Loose player. Brown now. Horston. 1-on-1. Turn around. Another easy basket for Jordan Horston.
Well, it just cuts to the cup. Crystal Ledger Walker doesn't have the height to bother her shot down there. She understands that she is now up to 16 points.
Got terrific elevation, hasn't she, Jordan Horston? I know we'll have a lot of American viewers tuning in, watching on. And another 2 for Talia Tupaia.
2 more makes 22 for Tupaia here in the first half, who looks like she's going to be putting a threat on her teammate this year, her teammates last year, league record scoring.
Horston, oh, the pass. Really quick, wasn't it, through to Beckley, who didn't expect it. Foul there against the Queens.
Beckley thought she was going to get it early. When she didn't, she took her eye off it, but the late delivery by Horston shows that she was always thinking about delivering the extra look there.
Queens are the #1 team in the competition to the Chemist Warehouse. Not the way tonight. Kāhu 9 of 9 from the stripe. Queens 1 of 4. Now Chloe Forster steps up for some shopping at the Chemist Warehouse. First one misses. 15.5 to play in this opening half. Both teams have their BNZ player timeout to use. Of course, you advance the ball off that. Let's see what the Queens do here. Second one's a miss. Oh, Thomas has kept it alive. Fortuitous.
Should have looked inside there for Davidson, but thinking the last shot instead.
And it's in a safe pair of hands. Talia Tupaia to the corner. Big 3. Thomas on the putback. That'll do us to the half. Great first half of basketball tonight. Tauihi action at its absolute best. Queens lead it by 1. They were down by 8 at quarter time, but they responded so very well in that second quarter. Lou Brown is down sideline. Here she is with Casey Frank.
Really physical in that second quarter to get back in the game. Was that the game plan in the first half, or did you adjust things as they went along?
No, I think it was definitely the game in the first half. The plan in the first quarter, we just came out a bit slow, so that was our emphasis going into the second quarter as well. Just pick it up defensively, and that'll get us going offensively.
And offensively in the half court, a little bit more fruitful in the second quarter. You guys really outscored the Kāhu. Where did you find a little bit more success in that half court as opposed to transition?
Yeah, absolutely. I think definitely our defense. Our defense, we're getting in the lanes, we're being proactive, and that was kind of opening up the floor for us on the offensive end as well.
Great first half. Thanks for the time. Good luck in the second.
Lou Brown, the Aussie power forward, having a wonderful season. Queens win the second quarter 22-13, and they lead the game at the halfway point, 41-40. Other side of the break, Thursday night hoops. Chemist Warehouse stats coming right up. No more hockey mile. Welcome back to Tamaki Makaurau here in Auckland, of course. The Northern Kāhu down by 1 at the half against the Queens. Outstanding second quarter from the visitors, 22-13. They lead at 41-40. 9 lead changes so far tonight, and arguably, Casey, fan appreciation round 7, probably the first or the best, I should say, first half of basketball we've seen this season. It's been good.
I mean, it's been back and forth. It was two teams playing at a high level. I love the efficiency. Both teams shooting 48% to get to these scores. Tauihi and Horston leading the way. They have been so aggressive and so efficient, but others getting involved as well, particularly Lou Brown and Panina Davidson onto the glass. Still a big advantage for the Kāhu. It's a 21-14 rebound advantage. And there you see Horston leading the way once again for the Queens. Panina Davidson getting 6 boards to go along with her 7 points, controlling the glass in that matter with Amari Thomas. Assists, 8 assists on 14 buckets for the Kāhu, 9 assists on 18 buckets for the Queens, and that ball going through multiple hands. The top assist getters are Forrester and Chagas with 3 apiece. Onto the defensive side of the ball. Big blocks for Tamari Key and Panina Davidson. Until we talk about the steals. And not bad for the Kāhu with 3 of them, but 8 in the first half for the Queens, led by Chagas, who's got 3, and Stella Beck with 2. That activity on the ball has been crucial to the Queens, building up this slender 1-point lead.
Earlier tonight, Sky Broadband rapidly, Kāhu got the win, 41-29. That's the Tauihi Trophy on screen now. That's what these teams are playing for throughout season 2024. The Kāhu won it in 2023. The Queens won it in 2022. And yet again, these two juggernauts are putting on a great show tonight. Queens lead it by 1 at the half. Third quarter coming up on the other side of the break.
The winner is Desiree Reedy. Desiree Reedy, if you are ready to come and collect the prize, come and do so. We're going to come with it. Desiree Reedy is our prize winner. Come and see us. Thanks to USANA. The USANA Tech doing it.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us tonight. Thursday night basketball here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and we have a really good contest on our hands, don't we? Ansco Tokomanawa Queens lead by 1 over the BNZ Northern Kāhu. Kāhu led by 8 at quarter time. The Queens storming back in that second quarter. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you as we get set for the second half. Big round of games coming up, Pauakai and the Phi tomorrow night. What is it about the Pauakai and the Phi? We've seen the Pauakai case take down the Kāhu twice, take down this Queens team, but they just can't get over the Phi.
Well, I think their scoring ability, they got good size. They can shoot the ball from outside with Forbes. They can score in the interior with Cassandra Brown, among others. But I think they are lacking a little bit in the wing defending department, and that's where Ashley Jones absolutely feasts. And if you don't have somebody to slow down Ashley Jones, everything else for the Phi begins to work really well. Those penetrations lead to those outside shots. They shoot so many threes, and I think it just capitalizes on that. So they can find a way to do a better job to contain Jones and Michaela Cowling. Now that she's returned to the lineup, they might be able to make some inroads against a Phi squad that's absolutely had their number.
All of the action live on Sky Sports, 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night with Rapid League, 7:30 p.m. with Tauihi. Sunday afternoon, the Queens and the Hoi Ho. That game at TSB Bank Arena on the waterfront in Wellington. And I'm already hearing crowd of 2,500 plus. I mean, that is sensational for women's basketball, and the Queens certainly do bring the numbers in, the fans in, don't they? So grab your tickets to that one. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's been fantastic to see the season change of the schedule to come to this part of the year, how the fans have embraced it. You know, we've seen some large upticks in attendance so far this season through 7 or 6 rounds year on year. And to know that the fans appreciate the move, that they feel there's a space for basketball at this time of year, and they're rewarding the players with their attendance is fantastic to see.
As a Grace Hunter fan in the crowd, letting his feelings known. 56% going with the Kāhu to win this game at the moment. Talia Tapaya, 22 points in that opening half. She has a Tauihi high of 29. You would think that is well and truly in danger here tonight.
Well, if she doesn't get that, then what we've seen is a heck of an adjustment at halftime by the Queens. Because I would just about put my house down payment on the fact that she's going to cross the 30-point mark tonight.
I've just written that down.
I said just about, in case you're listening, my lovely wife, Mia.
Stella Beck has the job on Tapaya to start off with. That one up and over the top.
And that kind of activity isn't going to be rewarded by the officials. There's nothing wrong with that push there. As Forrester forces a turnover. A good run by Thomas. Doesn't get the ball, though.
Not the start the Queens wanted, and now Tapaya with the chance to make them pay. She leaves that one short.
Well, that's a good contest by Horston. Made that a difficult finish.
And now Horston goes searching. She's got Key inside. Key, big, strong, can't finish. Knocked out by, I thought that may have come off Amari Thomas.
Yeah, I think Lou Brown's line on the ground might be agreeing with you at the moment. She's a bit flabbergasted by the call. I didn't see a good angle at it. Both hands were there. I like the post up by Key inside, unable to take advantage of the inches he has over Davidson in the low post because of strong physical presence defensively.
Just her second shot of the game, sorry Casey, tonight for Tamari Key, so it hasn't been a big influence in this one.
I like her defensively though. Her size of the rim, I think that's an answer to those drives of Talia Tapaya.
Thomas gets it back off that Davidson miss. Palvast gives it back up to Amari Thomas. Usually pretty good from there. Loose ball. Look who comes up with it again.
I'd go back to Thomas. If I'm the Kāhu, I need Amari Thomas to get involved in this game somehow. And I want her attacking Horston in the post to make her a little bit fatigued.
Tapaya. On that occasion, she misses everything. So she's had 3 opportunities in the early stages of this third quarter. Missed all 3.
Despite the offensive rebounds, not a great possession. Did not get put a lot of pressure on the defense of the Queens there. Essentially letting them off the hook with that shot selection.
No score added in this third quarter. Queens lead by 1. That's a nice pass, Chagas, to Tamari Key, who caught the Falcon after all of that.
Well, great look there by Chagas over the outstretched hands of Davidson. but a little bit easier when you got that kind of length and Key looking for the basketball. I like the way they're taking advantage of her on the interior early in the second half.
Clear change by the Queens at halftime as well. Stella Beck's got the job on Talia Tapia. Pulvar, shot clock at 2, got to go over Horst, and that's going to be tough.
Well,
can't get it to go.
How are these possessions finishing for the Kāhu? Palvas on her own with no post. That's not what they want to do. They want the hands in the ball in the hands of the big three late.
Horston.
Well, such athleticism attacking the rim. A little bit of hesitation. Saw the waters part, and then another second burst there. Just propels her to the basket. Gets the contact. And suddenly the Queens are in control of this ball game.
She just floats, doesn't she? Just able to keep herself up in the air for so long. She drains the bonus from the Chemist Warehouse, Jordan Horst, and she moves to 19 in the game now.
Well, she's a level above athletically. I mean, just so impressive what she can do with the ball in hand and given a little bit of space. 77
WNBA games already, Jordan Horston for the Seattle Storm, just 23 years of age. Great to have her here in New Zealand. Great work on that occasion by the Kāhu to free up Talia Tapia. Another miss for her.
I think that's going to be a foul on Jordan Horston, and it is. That hustle of Horster rewarded underneath. Here's the shot up. Nice, great look, great offense. Horston looks like she has it, but the Forster just gets in there. And just enough contact that Forster was able to sell it for the foul.
And we've seen that from Chloe Forster so many times already this season, haven't we? Her ability to make something out of nothing.
Well, she's pesky defensively. She's always hanging around for that extra opportunity.
Tamari Key inside. Tapia comes from behind. Those two tangle up. It's a foul on Tamari Key.
And Key had something to say to Talia Tapia when she's on the ground there. Not sure what she was mad at because Tapia gets the ball there and sees it. The contact looked pretty obvious, but perhaps Tamari Key saying there may be a little bit of accentuation in that one as well.
It's a clean steal.
New basketball. I'll tell you what, when a ball gets wet, sometimes they swap them out. As a player, if I'm on the Queens and I see that basketball go out,
give me the other one back.
Man, go wipe that off with a towel because things are going well. This ball, nobody's touched this ball. It's a completely different feel.
Well, let's keep an eye on it. It's going to end up, no, it won't. That's an offensive foul that's been called on Amari Thomas.
Lou Brown was taking the challenge on of Amari Thomas, and the last time these teams met, neither Lou Brown or Amari Thomas was able to really reach their peak, but look at this slide by Lou Brown late. Just gets in front. So fast was the slide, it just gets out of frame of the camera. It's an excellent job because Amari Thomas, for the most part, when she has that player on her hip, she's not letting him out of jail. That time, the effort of Brown gets her out of jail.
Queens lead by 6. Oh, maybe Forster went down too easy. Luke Brown's hit the 3 out of all of that.
I'm expecting another flop call on the Kāhu at some point. There was contact there, but not enough for a charge. And because of that flop, Oprah ended up being a wide open shot. Now nearly a double-figure lead for the Queens.
Well, they've already had a flop warning earlier this game, the Kāhu. Now Davidson wants to get busy on Key. Key shuts it down. Thomas, pretty deadly from this position. This one back of the iron. They can't land a blow at the moment, the Kāhu, and the Queens come again.
She's an excellent three-point shooter, but normally off the catch and shoot, that rhythm dribble, not really what she's looking for.
Boston.
And this is the time the Queens really need to put the foot on the neck. They can't take those quick shots. They have to create great opportunities.
This time a deep 2 from Thomas, and again, that doesn't go. Missing a lot of shots in the opening 4 minutes of this third quarter.
It's been so long since she really had the ball in hand. I think she's just getting used to it a little bit more, but that is her 9th shot, still just for 4 points.
8-0 run by the Queens. Horston, good hand. Thomas, really good hand in the lane, Amari Thomas.
From the Kāhu, I'm looking for subs. Who's running with my steals there?
Thomas underneath, and again. They've missed some opportunities.
She does not have nights like this very often. The Queens are being fortunate to get let off this hook.
Can the Queens make them pay at this end? That one rolls off the front of the iron for Key.
Just needs to be a bit more patient. She had such great post position. She can afford to take a little bit more time there.
Tapia, finally, no, again. They're getting to the rack, the Kāhu.
Yeah, but the size is key. Anytime she's around that post, you're going to be thinking about her and her ability to deter shots.
As much as the Kāhu are missing, the Queens aren't making them pay back the other way. Margin at 9. And that one's going to come up well short to Chagas.
These possessions by the Queens right now, they're up 9. And that's the second out of 3 possessions where only one player's touched the basketball. Get that ball through hands, move it around the perimeter. Force what's looking like a fatigued Kāhu team to defend all over the court, not just statically in one position, because that makes it a bit easier for them to slow things down in the half court.
Wouldn't be surprised if the Queens inject Ji-Hoon Park off the back of this timeout. GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi Highlights Show every week on Sky Sport. Check out the best bits. Now, Talia Tapia, 22 points in the opening half tonight. Talia Tapia did that on 6 of 8 shooting. She's missed her opening 5 shots of this third quarter. Now 6 of 13. For our American viewers through ESPN, Casey, if you're wondering if you've heard of Talia Tapia in the past, she was drafted in 2017 to the Minnesota Lynx, picked 36 in that draft. So she does have some connections with the States, but she never went.
Didn't go, you know, at that time of her career, struggled with a few injuries that she was troubling to get out of. I mean, has had already a long pro career. Started as a 15-year-old in the WNBL.
Second youngest ever player to debut in the Australian WNBL.
So she's got quite the resume. And she's a shot maker. I mean, she is a bucket getter.
Competitor.
Unfortunately, I put my house payment already, so she better get those 8 points here in the second half.
Let's hope there's no rate rises between now and the end of the night. Here's Ledger Walker around Park. Shut down underneath, nowhere to go. Doubled, loose ball. Look out, 6'6", Tamari Key bends down and picks it up.
Excellent instincts by Horston there to force that steal. And the Queens right now quicker to loose balls all over the court.
Now, will they make the Kāhu pay on this occasion? Kāhu have not scored this quarter. Park, turnaround, off one leg, down it goes.
Stop it. That is pretty. Ji-Hoon Park off the bench. First touch, fresh as a daisy. How you like it with the fadeaway.
I can't remember seeing 6 minutes of basketball from the Kāhu where they haven't scored. Not sure that's ever happened before. Ledger Walker nowhere to go at the feet of Pulvast. Now with Horston, turnover, scramble, loose ball, 0.8 on the shot clock. Kāhu with possession.
Well, what are they going to do here? It's going to have to be some kind of a tip. It's going to be difficult for them to get the shot off as Amari Thomas heads to the bench. 2 for 10 from the field. Just 4 points. And 6 rebounds.
Only scored 13 against the Queens earlier this season. That was her lowest scoring game in 2024. So the Queens just have her number at the moment.
They've got that height. You know, they got a lot of size. And as good as she is in the post, she's not the tallest post player.
Play on. Buzzer goes. So still no score in this third quarter for the Kāhu. Queens out by 11. Here's Lou Brown on Davidson, the former teammates. That's going to be a double dribble.
Yeah, Lou Brown saying she fumbled it, and I think it was the contact of Panina Davidson that actually forced that loose. But official Ryan Jones saying that looked like a dribble to me, so I'm calling the double dribble.
And I think any time it looks awkward or clumsy, it's pretty hard to keep it in your hands and maintain possession. If it looks awkward and clumsy, the referees are normally all over that.
But there is a bit of a difference there because she's not pushing the ball down. She had hands underneath the basketball. So certainly it looked like she lost possession as opposed to purposefully dribbling it, but not the way the coin officiating crew saw it.
Margin at 11. There's a foul back here. I think it's going to be Park. It is Ji-Hoon Park pushing her way through the screen of Talia Tapia.
Well, Talia Tapia, I think, sets up for that screen that takes contact and hits the floor better than anybody in the competition. And that time she saw the pace with which Ji-Hoon Park was coming through and made her pay for it with the with the defensive foul there. 10-0 run.
I'm a bit speechless. They have not scored in this third quarter, the Kāhu.
7.5 minutes without a bucket for a team that dropped 27 in the opening quarter, held to 13 in the second term, and now 0 through 6.5 of the third.
You just know that can't continue. They will get going and get some momentum at some stage.
I don't see the adjustment though. They're not really going anything else. They're just back to that what worked earlier.
Double screen down low on the weak side, not used. Ledger Walker had Davidson inside. Look at Horston with the hustle. Off hands, it's going to be a Queen's ball. Another turnover for the Kāhu.
And you see Coach Jody Cameron sitting out there, hey, shoot the basketball. You get that one up top. You've got to be a little bit more aggressive right now. You can't pass up half-decent looks because of the way the Queens are defending here in the third term.
14 turnovers now against the Kāhu. And for all of that, the Queens have added 10 this quarter. They've had opportunities as well. Horston, down it goes.
And Jordan Horston working that two-woman game there with Tamari Key and has the option to go left or right, left off the screen. She says no to the screen, comes back baseline. Such a soft touch in that mid-range area. Really difficult to defend because you have to worry about a burst to the rim, but she's got that floater game down pat.
How much of a hidden asset is it, Casey, that Horston, Brown and Key have all played basketball together before this season?
Oh, not a hidden asset. I mean, it's huge when you can skip a few levels ahead and you've got that familiarity with one another.
Points of this third quarter in the hands of Davidson now. Double Key. Can she get it over the top? She can, but she can't finish.
So tough to that kind of just pound and ground game in the post against a player that you're giving up 5-6 inches to, if not more.
Queens by 14. Horston, double Key inside, is fouled.
Well, Crystal Ledger Walker, I thought, read that pretty well. Gets to it. But that's going to be a foul on the floor and a baseline out of bounds for the Queens.
Stella Beck's about to get a break. Clark comes in for her. Jordan Horston tonight, 22 points, 9 rebounds and a couple of steals.
What happened to all those subs in the first half, Justin? The benches have contracted here in the second half.
Ji-Hoon Park loves that step back, doesn't she? Unable to finish on this occasion.
Oh, sorry, Justin. In the first half, I was mentioning the Queens, they need to get running. Well, the Kāhu, I think, they need a bit more in transition now.
From the corner. Miss there for Bairstow. There's a foul off the rebound here against Ledger Walker, and that's going to be shots for the Queens. So Lou Brown's going to walk the length of the court here, pick up the shopping basket and head to the Chemist Warehouse. There's the miss.
Well, 13-0 the score right now. 13-0 in the quarter. 7.5 minutes now. Or 7 minutes and 46 seconds to be exact, without a bucket.
I just haven't seen it before from the Kāhu. Not a stretch like this. It is a dry spell.
I mean, you don't often see it at all.
Yep.
But this is a very aggressive defensive Queens team. On that side of the ball, I think playing to a higher level of togetherness, tied to that string at a point of which we haven't really seen yet this season.
Lou Brown moves to double-digit scoring as well. And the margin is 16. It was 1.
It was 1.
At half-time.
I mean, the Kāhu were up 8, I believe, at one point. I mean,
well, they're up 8 at quarter time.
So, yeah, their biggest lead of the game has been 8. Their biggest scoring run has been 11. But this is a 15-point scoring run right now for the Queens.
And they've done it defensively, haven't they? Oh, there's a late foul there on Tiana Clark, just reaching in, and now maybe the best chance of this quarter for the Kāhu to score some points.
And that's the last thing you want to do if you're the Queens, is send this Kāhu team to the line where they can see that ball go through the net and gain a little bit of confidence, because that's the last thing you want this team having right now is some confidence. But the Queens have been able to defend it out of them up to this point.
There we go. Finally, opening point of this third quarter for the BNZ Northern Kāhu. Took 8 minutes and 4 seconds. Bairstow with the second. Had a wonderful game earlier tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, Steph Bairstow. Really dominated that contest.
She's a leading scorer in the Rapid League, second leading rebounder. And her matchup with Jacinta Beckley was an impressive scoring performance in that Rapid League opener.
So Horston sitting, Tapia sitting, Lou Brown is sitting as well. Chagas back into the game. Tamari Key left wide open, unable to finish. Tiana Clark hustled. Now they go again. Stella Beck in for Key. Loose ball, good hands. Davidson.
And just a little late on that pass gave Davidson the opportunity to get in front of Key there.
Ratuno back out to Ledger Walker. Davidson with the mismatch down low. Thomas is in there. She's drawn contact as well.
Back to the basics for the Kāhu. This is where they excel. Davidson and Mari Thomas on the block. Find one of them. Get those two players involved in more action down low. And this is a lineup we haven't seen from the Kāhu very often this season. Bairstow, Thomas, and Davidson. They are coming with all the size they have. And I'm not sure they've played together at all this season. This may be the first minutes we've seen of this trio. And I like the adjustment by Coach Jody Cameron. We're being out physicaled right now. Well, let's bring the big lumber to the yard and see how that goes.
Yeah, good call. I think you might be right. First time we've seen them together. They've just drained 4 of 4 from the Chemist Warehouse, and they bring it back to 12. No margin is too great in Tauihi in season 2024. We've seen some massive comebacks. Horston back onto the floor. She fires from deep. Brown rebound. Back out to Beck. And the Queens go again inside the last minute of the third. Chagas, Penina Davidson, what a steal, what a finish. Brown on their feet, Kāhu on the way back.
I mean, explosive read on the basketball there, really jumped the gun. Not what you would expect to see against Chagas there, but the center position gets it done defensively on the perimeter.
Tiana Clark hands it off, Horston's fouled. She's going to go to the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, really nice find by Tiana Clark, moving without the basketball, gets that cut back door, and Horston stays with her, stays connected, makes herself available a little bit too quick on that cut from the weak side. And as influential as this big lineup can be for the Kāhu offensively, defensively, that means Bairstow or Mari Thomas are going to have to guard Horston. And that is a tough cover on the perimeter for those players.
Game high 23 now for Jordan Horston, averages 25 a game. She's the #1 scorer in the competition. Now up to 24, final 30 seconds of a third quarter that has belonged to the Ansco Tokomanawa Queens. Davidson had it, lost it, got it back. Thomas inside, and she's got the bonus.
I love the post-to-post action that the Kāhu get into between Thomas and Penina Davidson. Those two players have created such a connection. The extra pass there, Thomas with the realization that Lou Brown wants to get that blocked shot. Uses a little head and shoulder fake to get the contact. And the opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play is taken.
Didn't score for the first 8 minutes of this quarter. They've scored 9 in the last minute and a half.
Comes quick. Punches in bunches.
We are back to 9.
Shot clock off.
Horston will use all the time she can here. Sends it to the corner. Collected by Brown, inside to Horston. Loose ball. Kāhu come up with it, and they don't use their BNZ player timeout. So the margin at 9, 3 quarters down, Queens with the lead, but we've got a long way to go. Back after the break. No more hockey mai. Top spot up for grabs in the GJ Gardner Homes. Tauihi tonight, the Kāhu and the Queens. The large big pineapple pizza, that's this week's special with thanks to our great friends at Salve. There's the online code, the QR code. Use one or the other or both. Pick up the large pineapple for just $40. Some stats with thanks to Chemist Warehouse. That third quarter, interesting case.
Very interesting, especially the defensive effort of the Queens, holding the Kāhu for 2 for 17 from the field. And most impressively is what they're doing off turnovers. They have scored 22 points off of 14 Kāhu turnovers compared to just 6 points off turnovers for the Kāhu. Kāhu absolutely have to clean up the possession game if they have any hope of getting back in this ball game. And the hesitated backdoor cut there by Jordan Horston turns into a turnover as Lou Brown says, if you're gonna cut, just keep cutting. Don't set me up for failure.
Once you go,
you gotta go.
Yep. So early turnover against the Queens. They lead by 9. We saw them give up a big lead against the Pauakai earlier this season. Thomas brings it back to 7. Here come the Kāhu.
And Amari Thomas getting active is not what the Queens need to see right now, because she can score in a hurry when she gets her eye in.
Led by as much as 16 through the third quarter. Margin back down to 7. Ball inside. Park off the back of the eye. Danger time for the Queens. Kāhu finding something right now. Tapaia's back into the action. Scoreless in the third. And there's a turnover for the Kāhu.
Well, right idea, but that deep possession attempt there by Amari Thomas actually ends up harming the possession. And she slams in there trying to get deep. Anita Davidson thought she was going to be more towards the block. Talia Tupaia thought she was going to be more towards the block.
Here's Shihun Park. Boston, 24 in the game. Fires from deep. Looked good off the hand, didn't it? Comes up short.
And if I'm the Kāhu, that's a win. You know, Jordan Horston taking that shot instead of attacking me in the basket seems like the better of the options.
Tapaia running into her teammate. Ratuno. Thomas. There's a foul down low, though. That's against Lou Brown. That'll be a baseline ball. So Amari Thomas held to 4 for a long time. She's proving to be a handful at the moment. Lou Brown is up to 4 fouls. Ball comes into Bairstow. Eating into this lead right now, the Kāhu. Look out on the drive. Good hesitation. Good block. Tamari Keon Tapaia.
I thought Stella Beck got away with a foul on that drive. She had both hands on the body to curtail that, and that's that contact that Talia Tupaia was complaining about vociferously in the first half.
Has not had it to her halftime score. Beck on the curl cut. What a feed from Boston.
Just really nice action. Stella Beck never slows down, uses that screen of Tamari Key really well to create the angle for the finish.
You feel like the Queens just needed that to steady, didn't they?
They needed something. They needed something that was a little bit more aggressive to the rim.
Tapaia. Lou Brown just got a hand on it. Ends up with Thomas. Davidson now shut down by Horston. Tapaia from the middle. Oh, in and out. Davidson offensive board. And now the shot. Corner 2 won't go down. Loose ball off hands. Beck picks it up. Horston on the feed. On the run through, she thought there was contact, no whistle.
It's starting to get whistled a little bit more like a finals game. Expect some more contact.
And there's a little bit more. Tapaia will head to the Chemist Warehouse, and the Queens straight away saying, what about back the other way? So Talia Tapaia getting active. This is what she does.
Well, she needs to find a little bit more activity. Still has not scored here in the second half, after getting those 22 at halftime.
Well, we said her league best 29
was going to be gone.
Was going to be gone.
Well, it's a good thing that I didn't actually get the chance to place that bet, because I wouldn't be paying my mortgage next week at the current rate. But there's still a lot of game left in this one, and you know, you can see her eye still in. Nearly hit that one from the logo in the middle a second ago. That would have been great to get her off, but what any scorer needs to see happen is see the ball go through the net and getting to the free throw line, getting the scoreboard to tick over there. That gets the confidence up. Wouldn't expect to see, I wouldn't be surprised to see her go on a run now.
Kāhu are going to keep coming home hard here. Another feed on that curl cut. Park inside to Horston. Horston now pulls up, elevates and puts it down.
I mean, just a real tough cover for Steph Bairstow, giving up a lot of speed there. Horston gets to her spot and lifts up, and even the length of Bairstow can't affect that shot.
Thomas had a sneaky look at the three, didn't she? Now she's got a wide open look at the three. Rebound Horston, double-double for her tonight. Park is the runner. Tamari Key wants it inside. It goes to Lou Brown. That's well short on the shot.
That's a really good board there by Talia Tupaia. But I don't know if the contact was as forceful as she showed it there, which is, I believe, what Tamari Key's point is. Let's take another look at it. She gets in here, and not a lot in it. But she loses the basketball at the same time. She gets that activity to the attention of the officiating crew.
I think the least said the better. Margin at 9, 6:36 to play in this game.
The less said the better has never been my forte, Justin.
You're right. Chevy Pulvast back onto the court. Kāhu are going to keep coming here. Can they make a contest of this one?
They're running out of time on the offensive end. They have to be a little bit more aggressive now.
And they are through Thomas. There's a block there from Tamari Key.
The size of Key, what a weapon.
It's going to be turned around here. It's going to be a Queen's ball.
That's just good help from Tamari Key, and her presence in the paint has deterred as many drives as she's actually blocked. That's her third block of the ball game. But just being in the paint there at that size probably takes away another 5 attempts.
Well, she did have a record 347 blocks with the Lady Vols, University of Tennessee.
I heard of them. They're pretty good.
Oh, Horston found her way through. She claims there was another hand in there.
Well, it did get tipped, but I thought it got tipped to jar loose, and then she knocked it out.
Yep.
That's what it looked like from this angle, and the coin officials this time agreed with me. Or vice versa, I suppose.
Or vice versa.
I just don't like to say that I agreed with the officials.
I think it was definitely the right call. And now the Kāhu come back the other way. Margin stagnant at 9, 6 to go in the game. Davidson screaming for it inside, now gets it on Brown. Former teammates going at it again, and Davidson wins the battle.
Just too strong for the double team. That deep post catch, so vital to fit the finisher there.
Ji-Hyun Park. Tupaia tracking her. Brown now. Horston comes off. Horston through traffic. Ji-Hyun Park from the corner. Short on the three. And you sense right now this Kāhu team's about to make something of this contest. Tupaia. Shut down on that left. Thomas. Dangerous. She's called for the offensive foul. Great defense, Lou Brown.
Oh, that's a game changer there. That would have been 2 points. Possibly a chance for 3. That would have cut it to 5, if not 4. Is the basket counting here? They put 2 points on the board.
That'll come off. There's the foul.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in this game, with the physical level of contact that we've seen down low, I wouldn't mind seeing that one get let go. But let's take a look at your mixandpick.com game MVP votes.
So the question for you, Casey, is Talia Tupaia, 22 points in the first half. Is she the MVP tonight, or is it Jordan Horston, who has 26 for the game now and 11 rebounds? Who is it? Tupaia was outstanding in the first half, no doubt.
For me, right now, throughout the entirety of the game, it's Horston. The way she steadily cooked things over, the influence she's had on the defensive end as well. Not saying that, at halftime, certainly Talia was my vote. The way that she influenced her game, I think she was just unbelievable in her offense versus, but that's diminished here in the second half. The percentages have dropped way down, and she just has not been able to get her imprint on the game to the same level. But that can't be said for Horston. Maybe she goes 3 or 4 minutes without a bucket, but her fingerprints are everywhere. So right now, for me, I'm leaning that way. We'll see if the video, we'll see how that voting goes as this game goes along. Stella Beck. Lou Brown also in there, along with Florencia Chagas getting a few votes.
All about you, the fans and the viewers. You get to have your say with tonight's MVP. Who do you want Casey Frank to have a chat to after this game? Queens lead by 7, just over 5 to play. Long way to go. 3 fouls at the moment on the Queens, 1 on the Kāhu. Horston wants it, Horston gets it. Spinning on Thomas, elevates, that looks short off the hand, it is.
And I think she might be a little bit better off just going in a straight line drive, using that speed from a bit further out.
Thomas, all-time leading scorer in Tauihi, she's a star.
Nice switch there by the Queens down low, really helping out on the Penina Davidson cross-screen action.
Amari Thomas's mum is in the crowd here tonight as well. Now there's a foul here.
Is that going to be on Jihoon Park on Penina, or sorry, on Talia Tupaia away from the basketball?
Well, I think maybe one of the officials was looking at an offensive foul and one was looking at a defensive foul. So Sharon Martin and Ryan Jones have a chat about it here. We'll see which way it goes. And I think that is the conversation.
If it goes on Park, that's going to be her 4th personal. Still a couple to go before she fouls out.
Offensive foul, it is on Talia Tupaia, so the Queens come up with it, and that was the conversation. Defense or offense, and it's on Tupaia.
Yeah, tough to see from the angle. I was watching a little bit more of the ball action on the other side. Didn't see that away from the out of the ball.
Chagas under pressure from Rotuno. Just love the work rate of Lily Rotuno. She never, ever gives up. She's relentless. Brown now. Park. Shot clock at 8. Jihoon Park gets to the rack, leaves it short. Lou Brown on the putback.
Stick-to-itiveness comes to the fore.
There it is.
As Lou Brown with that second chance opportunity stretches out to 9 points with 4 minutes to go. Desperation times for the Kāhu. And Lily Rotuno tosses up a little bit of a desperate play off the glass.
Just love watching her play, Lily Rotuno. So much fun. Oh, give and go there. Beck underneath. Hesitates. Draws contact. She'll have to do the damage from the line.
Well, she was all by herself and hesitated with that shot fake. Actually gave the defenders a chance to get back into the play. But she maintained her calm and was able to get herself to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for 2. The Queens haven't spent a ton of time there today. This is just their 11th attempt. They're 7 for 11 now.
Just 61% from the stripe this season. Stella Beck, she's got the second there, just.
Touches every bit of it. And Bairstow checking back in the ball game. I like Paul Vest better defensively for the Kāhu right now, but I like Bairstow better offensively.
Well, this is going back to that lineup you talked about. Davidson, Bairstow, and also Thomas.
Nice defense by Chagas there. Keep Rotuno from getting a catch.
Margin at 8. Both teams now have 3 fouls this quarter. Davidson's been really good tonight.
Nice play.
Tupaia doesn't get the drop. A lot of hands in there. And the whistle eventually.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on Thomas coming from behind. And a really nice play. I like the action. The guard to big screen. Penina Davidson comes off, draws 2 defenders, and makes the right play, the unselfish play, kicks it back to Tupaia, who's spaced out well. You can't ask for
Smart,
a better shot in that position.
Bonus now. Every Kāhu foul will send the Queens to the line. Unless it's an offensive foul, of course. Stella Beck loves to get in that position. And a late call here. I think it's going to be on Penina Davidson. Maybe just a brush across the head in the end.
Yeah, she just came over late and really didn't need to, because Stella Beck was really off balance as Talia Tupaia tried to take that charge down and lost her balance. But it was just a clip on the shoulder of the head on that reach. Probably didn't need to do it. Would have been a really tough finish for Stella Beck, as off balance as she was.
1 of 2 from the stripe moments ago. Queen's captain. And that one goes deep. Queens back at home this Sunday. Grab your tickets now. TSB Bank Arena Sunday afternoon. Queens and the Hoi Horse. Second one. She's good for 1 every time, isn't she?
But at this point of the game, that's okay. You can trade it as long as you continue to get stops. But a triple or 2 from the Kāhu might change that equation.
Margin back out to 9. Tupaia, look at Horston. Just hedging at the moment. She goes deep. Tauihi.
That's that quick release that gets that shot off no matter where she's going from. The switch from Lou Brown. She switches low instead of high, gives up the open door.
We're back to 6.
Lou
Loose
Brown.
ball. It's going to be a Kāhu ball.
Lou Brown with that huge crash there. I thought she was going to save possession. She's got 16 points and 7 rebounds. Couldn't make it 8. And now a 2-possession ball game if the Kāhu make them triples. And they're going to go back to this action between Davidson and Talia Tupaya at that elbow-to-elbow guard the big screen.
These two teams putting on a show. Penina Davidson, we're at 4.
They are milking that action. That's the 4th straight possession. And why not when you got 2 players as locked in as they are?
Last 5 points of the game for the Kāhu. It tightens up yet again, 2:22 to play. Beck pulls up the dribble. Jordan Horston with some space. Davidson in front of her. Over the top, Horston.
Tough cover from Penina Davidson. She steps up, but Horston gets that rhythm dribble. Penina Davidson just takes a half step back to open it for the jumper.
Tupaya, no! Oh, foul underneath. Yes, it's going to be against Tupaya. Just came in late on Ji-Hoon Park on the rebound.
Yeah, had a decent swipe at it to get just a basketball, but that's going to be the 5th foul on the Kāhu, so that's free throws the rest of the way. And
Park is 81% from the stripe.
yeah, not the player you wanted to foul.
Jordan Horston.
Fantastic. 26 points now. Oh, sorry, 28 points now on that last make as she hits that mid-range jump shot. And you have to be so respectful of her every part of the court. With that mid-range, the deep ball, because she's got the speed to get by you. And you see when she gets those swishes, the big players in particular are just sagging off, giving her that half-inch of space she needs to make that jump shot drop.
2 from 2 for the Korean star, Ji-Hoon Park. And we're back out to 8 with just under 2 to play. Top spot up for grabs tonight. Kāhu and the Queens. Davidson has been sensational. And she continues to run and gun Penina Davidson.
That's a heck of a move, man. That's like a quadruple team down there. The entire Queens defensive set was coming down to the low block. And Penina Davidson just moves really swiftly from one block to the other. And then taking that physicality, dropping her shoulder a bit to clear some space. A big free throw here to cut it to 5 come the other end of this timeout.
Double-double for Penina Davidson tonight. 15 points, 11 rebounds. Tupaya's got 27. Horston's got 26 points, 12 rebounds. Lou Brown with 16 and 7. Ji-Hoon Park is up to 10 points now. Who's your MVP tonight? Scan that QR code, fun and free. Some Sal's pizzas up for grabs. We want to hear from you. It's all about the viewers. It's your say. And Jordan Horston has gone to the top case.
28 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. You just have to look at the stats to see why she's up there. She's also got 2 steals to go with it, affecting everything. A plus or minus of +8 right now. That's 3rd best on the Queen side. It's been impressive. Plus minuses are telling a little bit of a story here. Plus 12 for Lou Brown. Biggest plus minus on the Kāhu. Steph Bairstow off the bench, plus 10.
Been talking about it, haven't we? And she does step back out onto the floor here, Steph Bairstow for the Kāhu. Penina Davidson will head to the Chemist Warehouse for the bonus. There's Jordan Horston. What a star she's been tonight. Queens leaded by 6, 1:47 to play. These two teams, Thursday Night Hoops, just putting on such a show yet again. Hope you're entertained.
And at this point in the game, down 5 points. If you hit this one now, so down 5. You don't want to foul just yet, but you can't let the Queens have a second long possession if you don't get a bucket. So they have to start, the Kāhu need to start thinking about who they want to foul if it comes to that position.
Who do the Queens go to here? Shot clock at 12. In the hands of Horston. She's got Thomas in front of her. Pass out to the wing. Ji-Hoon Park short on the iron.
Really nice action. Nice read there by Horston. The unselfish play to the corner. Couldn't ask for a better shot, but it just doesn't drop.
Margin at 5. Edge of your seat stuff. Davidson inside. Amari Thomas.
Beautiful basketball there by Amari Thomas. Sealing on that low post position. Excellent pass by Penina Davidson. And now it's all about the defense for the home side.
Can the Queens respond? Davidson nearly stripped it away. Looked like a double dribble. It's going to be Queens points. Peck underneath.
It did look like a double dribble. Thought she dribbled it up high. That's not the way the officials see it. Now, it's time of the essence for the Kāhu. Got to score quickly.
Thomas is doubled in the corner. Park trying to shut down to Paya. No!
Oh my goodness. Couldn't ask for a better one. I've said that a couple times and they've gone wanting. But that is a great look from your best scorer.
Horston gets around Ratuno. Fouled by Tapia. Horston to the line.
Had to foul. Had to foul somebody. And it just take too much time to let that ball get off to somebody else. So they're going to send Horston to the stripe now to capitalize on her already big 28-point night. Talia Tupaya with that triple would have had a new Tauihi career high of 30.
Every set of eyes in the stadium was on that ball when it left Talia Tupaya's hands.
Oh, that would have been fun had that one dropped. Now a difficult task becomes a little tighter, but speaking about tight.
Speaking about difficult tasks.
Horston and Tupaya both tied at the top of your mix and pick MVP poll.
What a vote that is tonight.
That is, and good on you, fans. I think you're seeing that the right way. We are at that position that it could go either direction.
Can we have 2 MVPs?
I mean,
why not?
Really, no.
Oh, okay.
There's only, it's called the most valuable player.
All right, I've just caught on.
These are your 2. So I guess, you know, the 2 most valuable. I'm not a 2 MVP type of guy. But both those players have been leading from the front for their squad so far this evening.
Not over yet. 28.4. It's going to be Jordan Horston at the Chemist Warehouse. The most important bit of shopping at the Chemist Warehouse we've seen tonight.
And Jordan Horston gets a little bit of a tip.
Just like that.
Somebody swapped over for Talia. She's dropped down 1%, and Horston is up 2.
Still time to get your votes in. Who's your MVP tonight? What a game.
Horston hits these 2.
Going to be tough.
That's going to be tough. If she goes 1 for 2, Kāhu still have a bit of a chance.
Hope you're enjoying it. Oh, first one misses.
Now this one crucial. This one makes it a true 2-possession ball game from behind the arc.
Second one is long as well. Look at Stella Beck. Oh, the captain.
Right place, right time at all times. Florencia Chagas chooses to get that foul instead of kicking it on to Jihoon Park, which might have been the better call.
How many times do we see this from Stella Beck?
Right place, right time. You know why? Because she puts herself there.
That is an enormous rebound in the context of this game, Stella Beck.
And gets it over Penina Davidson, who is attacking the glass, had 15 rebounds around to go, has a double-double of 16 and 11 tonight.
There was an article during the week, Casey, talking about Stella Beck and whether she's the best captain in Tauihi. Those are the moments like that right there when you just have to admire what Stella Beck does for her team.
That's when you got to come through. I think Jody Cameron just said that Stella Beck's supposed to be the shooter.
That was definitely on.
It was definitely Chagas.
No doubt about that whatsoever. Chagas should be at the line. Let's just see what the call is here.
Yeah, the discussion, I heard Jody Cameron say that it should have been Stella Beck, but it is absolutely Florencia Chagas.
It's 100% Chagas. Yeah, definitely Chagas. So the coin officials have sorted that out. First one went down for Chagas. Margin at 6, 23.5 to play.
I only really remember because Chagas hasn't been shooting the free throw list great.
That's right. You said it straight away. Yep, you said it straight away. Second shot. Well, I'll tell you what, she's made it when it's counted. Yep.
Always better to make it when you need to. Player timeout. Nice call here.
Going to advance the ball. So if you're new to the BNZ player timeout, only the players on the court can come together for 30 seconds, but you advance the ball, Case.
You advance the ball, and it also gives us a chance to bring up this QR code for all our fans at home here in New Zealand, and your chance to get a ticket to the big game. Community groups, school groups, all sorts of groups. Scan that QR code. See if you're available to get those tickets. Register your interest. 5,000 tickets to be given away at least this season. And they are going fast.
Yeah.
We are in that last home stretch of giving these tickets away thanks to BNZ. Committed to basketball, committed to that next generation of Kiwi Hoopers. Maybe one of them's at the game tonight.
Well, no doubt about it. Here we go, advanced ball, 23.5, margin at 7. Tauihi, what a game from her tonight. Horston is tracking her right now. Davidson's been excellent. Tauihi shut down quickly by Beck. Couldn't get it up over the top. It ends up with Chugas. And they've got a foul again. Ratuno fouls. Chugas to the line. Defensively, Stella Beck.
Talia Tauihi hunting for the foul there. A lot of contact, but I thought Stella Beck was in good defensive position. It wasn't like she was reaching her out from anywhere there, so it's going to be flow back to the Chemist Warehouse.
And she's hit her last 3, Florencia Chugas, just 58% on the season from the stripe.
Well, that's what players do after you tell them that they should have passed the ball. They say, you want to bet?
And just like that, we're back out to 9.
Big players make big shots. What a response from the Queens, and what a message to the Tauihi competition that the Queens are searching for another crown.
And they're going to go top of the table. Bairstow, that'll be short. Out of play. 5.7 to play. And that's a good call by Ryan Jones. That definitely got a deflection, so he's picked that up well. And possession will stay with the Kāhu.
Well, last licks, nothing to be decided but the final score here. Can the Kāhu get one more bucket to add on to it?
Bairstow. Jihoon Park picks it up. She'll dribble this one out, and we're done. So Queens with a win on the road to open up round 7. They get home 76-67. Home by 9. They were down by 8 at quarter time. Blew it open in the second quarter with a 22-13 run. That third quarter, the Kāhu did not score for 8 minutes.
What I've been impressed by is we've seen the Queens get a big lead multiple times this season, but we've always seen the other team come back and make it a closer game than this. That happened again today, but a better sense of who they were down the stretch. They got the ball to the right places, they executed to a higher degree, and they sealed this game when they could have given it up on the road against the defending champions.
4 Queens in double-digit scoring. Jordan Horston balloons it out at the end. Gee, it was tied up just a minute ago. She jumps up to 50% and gets the game MVP tonight, as voted by the fans and viewers, and very well deserved, no question of that. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists for Jordan Horston. What a game she played. The WNBA superstar out of the Seattle Storm, shooting at 50%. Also a couple of steals and a couple of 3-pointers tonight. She absolutely put on a show. 16 points for Lou Brown to go with 8 rebounds for the Kāhu. Talia Tauihi, 22 points in the first half. She ends with 27. But here is your game MVP, Jordan Horston, with Casey Frank.
Justin, thank you. I am here with Jordan Horston, 28 points tonight, 13 rebounds, but it was the performance down the stretch where you guys executed. We've seen the Queens have some troubles with that this season and with these big leads. What was the difference today?
I feel like we led with our defense. Usually we'd be like so focused in on our offense, and we got stopped. I mean, that third quarter, they didn't score until like 2 minutes left in the quarter, so we really honed in on our defense, let that be our motivator.
And what can you say about that defensive game plan? It was really impressive. This Kāhu team knows how to score the basketball, a lot of weapons, but you absolutely shut them down for over 7.5 minutes. A team that I have not seen go 7.5 minutes without a bucket previously.
Yeah, I mean, we was all on the same page. I mean, we went in the locker room, we said we got to get stops, we got to up our defense, we got to talk, and I feel like we did that well.
And little plays as well. You guys are always quicker to the ball tonight. It felt like that for me for the Queens. A particular moment, what can you say about Stella Beck with that huge offensive rebound late that just about sealed the game?
I mean, that's her game. She does the little things. She does the plays that nobody wants to do, dives on the floor, taking charges, you know, getting offensive rebounds. That's her game. She's known for that.
And just finally back to Wellington now. You're playing in TSB Arena. Get one on the waterfront this time against Ohoiho. How does the team prepare for that with a short turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, we just, first of all, get our bodies right, you know, rest, recover, and then lock in for the next game. I mean, we know it's going to be a quick turnaround, but I feel like we're all ready for it.
Sounds like a plan. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. You too.
From your MVP tonight, as voted by you, the fans and the viewers. 50% of the vote, Jordan Horston. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, couple of steals, couple of big three-pointers. And she absolutely starred in this one. Really even spread for Horston throughout the game as well. Tauihi dominated that first half, was held to just 5 points in the second half. Lou Brown, Penina Davidson, loved watching those two tonight as well.
It was a collection of little plays that end up in a big victory for the Queens. 3 players in double figures for the Kāhu. Penina Davidson and Jordan Horston, the top rebounders in the game. 13 for Horston leads the way. Penina Davidson with 11. Overall, the Tokomanawa Queens, down so big early, came back to win the rebound 40-39. Taking a look at the assists, Tokomanawa 15 assists on 28 buckets, 11 assists for the Kāhu, led by Penina Davidson and Florencia Chagas, respectively. As we take a look at the blocks in the game, and some huge blocks by Tamari Key in that second half, really dissuading the Queens from getting into the paint. But Stella Beck has about 7 less inches, 8 less inches, but she's still got a couple of blocks to go with it. Penina Davidson able to get 2 herself. And steals, a smorgasbord, 19 steals in the game overall, 10 for the Kāhu, 9 for the Queens. And a few players with 3 in Davidson, Forrester, and Chagas.
You mentioned it then when you were talking to Jordan Horston. It just seems like every page we went through there on the Chemist Warehouse stats, S. Beck comes
Stella
up.
Beck. And big plays at big times. You know, she gets that offensive rebound. She gets the stop on Talia Tauihi on the last gasp offensive play there. And that's what you want your leaders to do. Come out and step up at the best of times. A huge double-figure game for her as well as the offensive end, continuing to lead from the front.
Kāhu 17 turnovers tonight. The Queens turned those 17 turnovers into 24 points. It's a telling stat. And the other one for me, there was 9 lead changes in the first half, Casey. Not one single lead change in the second half. The Queens led by 1 at halftime, and they did not give up that lead for the rest of the game.
Impressive. And I've mentioned it a couple of times, but that hasn't always been the recipe for the Queens this season. They've gotten off to big leads.